Now you're listening to wrestling news that matters, from people you want to hear it from, deep from within the confines of the internet. Covering WWE like no one else, and covering TNA because no one else will. You are listening to the best in the world, Ring Rust Radio!
Brad Maddox.
I got 141 and 2/3 chance of winning.
Of Ring Rust Radio, the best goddamn wrestling radio show on Spreaker, on the internet, in the whole goddamn universe, folks. Ooh, I'm your host of the most onward, looking fine and feeling fine, oh baby. Ooh, Mike, what did I shake at you?
There were definitely titties being shaken.
I squeezed them together and I put the mic between my titties and shook them. You got the Yeti mic, so imagine you had a blue Yeti mic squeezed between my titties and me just fucking dangling them, dude.
Nice.
Yeah, boy, tit jobbed you. We are mature.
You motorboating son of a bitch.
Brandon Gavin, Mike Chiari, we are officially less than 2 weeks away from WrestleMania in Philadelphia. My hype level for the weekend itself
Through the roof.
could not be higher. I'm very excited for all the events, the people we're going to meet and see, and the food we're going to eat, and all the things we're going to do. So for that, the WWE part kind of blows, but all the other stuff, really excited about. So, yeah.
Kaiju Big Battle, though, that's insane.
It's honestly the thing I'm most looking forward to is Kaiju Big Battle. You guys watch one, AEW style Raw, and now you're like, the best Raw ever, right? You
like lying about that.
Yeah, so I see you guys are like, ooh, it's stupid over there, but Rock does it. You're like, he said shit, there's blood, check him out,
people are trying to discount it by either saying it was AEW style, or by saying it was nothing like AEW because there was no wrestling, and they can't agree on a way to blast it.
Well, no, I think that people online...
They gotta reconvene the He-Man WWE Haters Club.
I think it goes both ways in the WWE AEW He-Man Haters Club.
You can't steal my shit.
I just did. It's stolen, buddy. Sorry. So I ripped off the thing you ripped off. Okay, so Brandon Gavin, we've got a schedule today.
I thought that was the best Raw in ages.
But yeah, anyway, I know you do because it was AEW Light. I got it.
Shut the fuck up.
I'd be mad too.
We're going to review WWE and AEW. We have Dirt Sheet Busters. That's where Mike Yard brings us all the lies and rumors that go around pro wrestling. Tells you why you shouldn't believe them. Got WWE Fantasy Standing Updates. We got 2 more, right, Mike? And then the finale.
That's it. WrestleMania is when it ends.
We got fan emails and so much more.
I can tell Mike's got a little too much confidence in his voice right now. I don't like it.
Oh, can you?
Yeah. I think that let me say, how do you feel about your fantasy team right now?
About my chances of winning?
Yeah.
Honestly, about 50-50.
Okay. It's more like 70% for him, but he's being modest because he doesn't want to ruin the chances. I got it.
It's definitely not. I'll tell you right now, I'm not winning right now, so I don't have 70% confidence I'm going to win.
You're such a liar. You know what? You're right. You're not going to win. You're not going to win in fantasy. Basketball!
I'm beating you right now.
It's Tuesday! It's Tuesday!
You had a player advantage, and I'm still beating you right now.
Yeah, but you just because I had fucking Claxton on the bench, baby.
Okay, I got you.
Okay, Mike Chiari, back to you.
It's Clarkson, by the way.
Claxton, baby. It's Claxton.
Do you not know the difference between basketball players? Listen to Ring Rust Radio. You won't learn anything. Find us anywhere you get your podcast. Interact with us on Twitter at Ring Rust Radio. If you want to email us, be part of the show, send to ringrustradio@yahoo.com. Also, buy our merchandise, prowrestlingtees.com/ringrustradio. So many great t-shirt designs, including Cut Your Dick! Less than 2 weeks until the disgusting streets of Philadelphia are flooded with cut your dick shirts.
I was
Can
about
you
to say
imagine?
disgusting wrestling fans.
It's like the Pied Piper walking through the streets of Philadelphia, but just wearing cut your dick shirts.
Yeah, I hope nobody walks up to us with a cut your dick shirt. I'm gonna be like, honestly,
That would come on. If you saw somebody walking down the street in Philadelphia wearing a cut your dick shirt, that'd be like the least offensive thing you'd see walking down the street.
I will say this. Well, you're not wrong about that. I watched a lady inject heroin into a head wound.
Oh my god.
That's true.
That video you're talking about?
Yep.
That was disgusting.
She fucking here's the problem.
I saw it like accidentally for like 2 seconds and quickly scrolled
Yeah,
past.
because for some reason Twitter's algorithm is like only that creepy thing and morbid knowledge. It's like, hey, did you come here to see if Carnival Cruise Line has like released a picture of the new ship? No? Oh, you did? Well, here's a fucking soldier having his leg blown off and you see every grim detail of it. Like, fuck, dude, I'm just here to fucking... Okay, I will click it, I guess. Anything... Did you have other things to say, or is that it?
Yeah. Support us at patreon.com/ringrustradio. Get ad-free episodes, sign for fantasy drafts and brackets, make us watch wrestling-related movies and pay-per-views, and so much more.
So much more, but we gotta talk WWE and AEW. Let's get into it!
We're gonna put this all in order. From LW to Dark, we about to have a discussion about the one true sport. Who's selling the finish? Does this make sense in the art? Tell me who botched, who rocked, who's cashing in on the marks. These takes are uncut, man, they're pure and they're raw. Blow up like dynamite, have you smacked down on the floor. On a collision course with the number one source. Now let's head back to the ring for the latest report. Ring Rust.
I guess! It is almost time for WrestleMania. The Rock is like, this storyline's blown for too goddamn long. Let me finally inject some interesting aspects into it. Let me get a little blood. Let me talk about his mama. You know what I mean? I liked him coming out not saying a word. That's some real heel shit, dude. Remember what year was it when Jericho came out with the jacket and he was like, not gonna talk, and that was such
for like 2 months.
It was great. That was so fucking well done.
I did like that.
And The Rock here, he's like, oh, you didn't like me not talking to you earlier, did you, Chicago? Right? He's fucking running them down. Chicago rejects CM Punk. He's not all he's cracked up to be. If he's not bitching about something, that motherfucking snake has no venom.
He was incredible.
He was mid as fuck. McIntyre, I will say this, for the first time,
They cheer him so hard.
No, yeah, of course, because they're fucking a bunch of dumb marks.
What do you mean, of course, you just said they rejected him, then he
They
said...
did, listen. When he came out, they popped for him, of course, because it's CM Punk, we're excited. But the promo had no venom. McIntyre and Rollins were fucking far superior in that segment. And when CM Punk is happy, he tends to not be as good. And that's what I feel. I feel like he's satisfied, and it's just not nearly as good. So that's just the reality.
What you said as far as Chicago rejected CM Punk. I'm trying to get an understanding of why you just said that.
Because at first they bought in, they were quickly wised up to his bullshit, and he was rejected. They said no. They said no thanks.
Throughout and chanting for him in other segments.
Yeah. He's kind of a piece of shit, and he kind of
in
sucks
the middle
now.
of Cody and the Rock confrontation, they started to chant CM Punk. What are you talking about?
It's just whatever. It's about exactly
You're a fucking
Chicago, Marksville.
Go away.
Holy shit. CM Punk is a jerk face. Mercedes, speaking of great moments though, Mercedes Mone debuts on Dynamite. She is a fucking star. Can't wait to hear Mike gloat about the greatest of all time. Championships changing hands. Jade Cargill making her debut on SmackDown. She cursed already online. She's wild. This woman's wild. So yeah, there's a lot going on.
It's like everybody is allowed to curse all they want online from WWE, despite fake reports.
I will say this. Cursing happens a lot in the real world. Don't mind it on my television, because
Jack does it like 50 times a day on Twitter.
I will, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Every time I watch a television show on streaming services, regular cable television, pretty much anywhere besides basic cable, everyone's cursing. You know what I mean? They're yelling pussy on channels that shouldn't be saying that. You know what I mean?
Easy.
What?
Just messing with you, dude. Calm down.
Oh, fucking cunt. So here's the deal. Guys.
You couldn't just leave it alone.
No, before.
Had to take it to the next level.
Yeah, well, don't act like one.
The Rock's gonna be calling Cody that next week.
Yeah, or his mother. You wanna get me into a real storyline? Let's do it, dude. Let's talk about it. So let's talk, before we talk about everything WWE and everything AEW, let's talk about WrestleMania 40 in Philadelphia. BJ, you got the card here. I see Rocket Roman versus Cody and Seth. Roman versus Cody. Io Sky and Bailey. Seth versus Drew. We're building to a lot of this stuff. Better than I anticipated. Rhea Ripley, Becky Lynch punched fucking Dom in his face. She rocked his jaw. Yeah, that's good. Dom taking punches out here. That's what I like to see. Gunther, Sami Zayn, which we'll get a little more into that in a bit because I want to see where you guys think that's going. The tag team match looks like a fucking chaotic tag team fucking turmoil match. The best kind we could imagine there. Turmoil, I said it.
That's not what it is.
No, turmoil is if it's poop.
No. We say turmoil even for matches that also have
all
a bunch
in
of
there
people.
at the same time.
It's like 16 people in the ring at one time. It's fine. It's turmoil. It's okay.
Turmoil.
Triple threat for the U.S. Championship.
You know anything of what you're saying today?
Nope. L.A. Knight, AJ Styles. I think those are two guys.
And don't forget, one missing.
Whoa. That segment was awesome.
Jimmy versus Jay, also on this card.
Wow, it's weird that BJ forgot that.
That is weird.
That is weird. It's almost like you're bad at your
I
job.
checked because there was 9 here, and on Wikipedia it had 10 matches listed, and I had to keep looking. I'm like, what the fuck is missing?
That is weird.
BJ letting us down again. That's weird.
At least nobody died.
Actually, that's not true because Big Dick Burke, they also call him Jack Burke. Adam Pearce tweeted it out this week that he passed away. It was a guy from that, I think it was Chicago area who passed away.
Big Dick Burke.
Yeah, not big. Well, hey, BJ didn't. He's big fucking conscious over here. Couldn't even fucking find the time to put him in the schedule. But here's the deal.
Didn't have it.
So WrestleMania 40 happening in Philadelphia, my hometown. I'm in the suburbs, so kind of my hometown. BJ's taking the train down. Mike's driving all the way from fucking Toronto, Canada, dude. Crossing the border for a good cause. That's what we're saying. Crossing for a cause. That's a good one. You should write that down, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I'll use that as an excuse to drink sometime.
Yeah, that's it. It's like having a beef and beer. You're just like, who died or who's sick? You're like, I got no idea. I got no idea. So real quick, I just want to give everybody an itinerary of what we are going to be doing as Ring Rust Radio. So you, as the person listening to this, if you're in the Philadelphia area, you want to either hang out with us, have some food with us, have a drink with us, just come hang out for a little bit at some point. So we've pretty much started to hammer down our itinerary for the week. Friday, the boys are arriving. We're going to hang here for a little while. Then we're going to be going to an ECW tribute show. It's called Battleground Championship Wrestling. Have you seen the updated card? BJ, pull that up for me when you get a chance.
No, was there more stuff added?
Can you say stacked anymore? Holy shit, I'm hard.
Yeah, more stacked than Bill Alfonso versus Joel Gertner?
Yes. The baddies, or the baldies, are fucking there. ECW show, that's at the 2300 Arena. That's the former ECW Arena. And then after that, there's a place right at the end of the block.
What got added?
Holy shit.
What is it?
Sal Tanaka versus Rhino.
Yeah. It's a good one.
What do you mean, yeah?
Yeah, it's a good one. We knew that one.
Was that not on there?
Did we really? That was on there. Yes, that was on there.
I thought we discussed it.
Yeah, we definitely discussed it.
Tajiri versus Super Crazy? Oh my god.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Who's Onita's tag team partner going to be? Minoru Suzuki is on the fucking thing.
RVD is what I keep hoping for.
Yeah,
or Spike Dudley.
I think it's Minoru Suzuki, if I had to guess. ECW legend, Minoru Suzuki. And then at the end of that block, there is a cheesesteak place. I think Tony and Vince is on the right side. And on the other side, it is South Bowl. That is South Bowl, like as in bowling alley. And that is open till 1 a.m. I figure we'll just walk down to that and just hang out there, have a couple drinks, and do that from there. And then anybody who's...
to a bowling alley?
Say again?
We're going to a bowling alley?
Yeah, well, it's a bowling alley, arcade bar type thing.
Hell yeah, we have to play bowling.
Yeah, I mean, I assume a lot of people from the show will just bop right down there. So
is it a barcade?
It's not in the traditional sense where that's all they do, but it's like it is a large bowling alley with an arcade and a bar.
Yeah, that's a typical bowling alley.
Yeah, it's a little larger and a little more adult driven.
Perfect. I'm more excited now.
Yes, so that'll be Friday night. Saturday, I got to drop my kids off at the grandparents' house. While we're out, I figure we'll go get a killer breakfast from this place, Ming's, where I love getting breakfast sandwiches. Grab some food then when we're out for lunch. Then you guys are going to NXT at the Wells Fargo Center. That's where it is, right?
Yes.
Okay, and then I'm going to Kaiju Big Battle in Deptford, New Jersey, the beautiful rolling hills of Deptford, New Jersey, at the Monster Factory.
You can't wait to go to Jersey. Every chance you get.
I mean, I love Jersey, I do. And then those shows, your show starts around 12:30, 1 o'clock, right?
12.
Okay,
12.
12
I
o'clock.
think
Okay.
it starts at 12.
Mine starts at high noon as well. So that will be perfect for us. And then do you guys plan on coming back to my house after that, or
No.
are you guys staying in Philly?
No, we're gonna stay because we're right down there anyway.
Okay, now I will offer you this advice. It's called Xfinity Live. It is a massive,
Yeah.
massive
We discussed
bar
it.
So
complex.
we looked into that, and like you can't do any type of reservations.
No, you
we
don't
don't
need it.
into
It's so huge. You won't.
Yeah, it's just like a massive place.
It is like a cafeteria at a high school, dude, and there's lines and shit. There's a million TVs. You'll love it. It's perfect.
NXT, it does start at noon. Some things are saying 11:30. I'm assuming that's just when like there's like the commentary and shit.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about the semantics of it. Just get there around 12. It'll be fine. And then,
get there well before 12.
WrestleMania, we're going in around 6 o'clock. But I figure they're going to be down there before that. I'll get down there before 6 o'clock too. And then we're going to the suite. So it's one part of this that I really haven't focused on getting super excited about. But the idea of don't worry about the weather. We're in a fucking suite for 2 nights of WrestleMania. This was we made a good decision on this one, guys. Although from all I've seen, the weather does look pretty damn good, knock on wood.
Doesn't really know.
Yeah, I mean, it still does because we're going to be partying. But speaking of partying, the best chance to come hang out with us and have a good time with us will be Sunday around 2 o'clock. Okay? Because we are going to the parking lot of the Lincoln Financial Field. Will honestly probably be in the Wells Fargo lot if they let us in there, like they do for the Eagles games. That's the best place to park because the exit on that side is closest to 95 and we get out of there. There's a bunch of grass. We can back the truck up, put a tent up, or just pull our coolers out, pull chairs out, whatever we want to do. We're going to tailgate. We're going to tailgate until we decide to go in to night 2. Beers, food. That's the night I'm going to get a bunch of the pretzels that I showed you guys at Bernie's Pretzels. We're going to get an ass ton of fucking pretzels. We're going to get a bunch of food. A couple people. I don't know if you guys have Entenmann's in New York. Or Tasty Cake in New York. That's a Philadelphia thing. Yeah,
Entenmann's is worldwide.
Yeah, but Entenmann's is based it's right outside of Philadelphia. Entenmann's factory is right here in Philadelphia. It's a Philadelphia brand. How about Tasty Cake?
Yes, Tasty Cake's also.
That's Philadelphia. That's made here in Philadelphia. But here's why I tell you those things. I know a guy, we know a guy.
You got a guy?
Who fucking drives an Entenmann's Tasty Cake kind of truck.
So you're going to raid the truck?
No, he's bringing the truck. So we are going to have a ton of fucking food from that as well. So we're going to be having a good time. We're going to be bringing, I'll be bringing a lot of beer. I'll have my whiskey with me. I'm making a run to Mr. Green if anybody needs anything. So you fucking let me know on that front. And so we're going to have a shit ton. That is the time to hang out. So I'm most excited for that tailgate on Sunday. So please, if you have any comments or questions or you want to just reach out and discuss anything in particular, that would be the best chance to do so in terms of meeting up with us. ringrustradio@yahoo.com. You can ask us any question you want to. I've got more details that I will share more in the email section as well about some of the particulars about food and where to stay and all that shit too. So, but that's our itinerary. That's where we're going. That's how you can meet out with us. I am genuinely excited about this.
As opposed to just
awesome.
excited.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, the truth is, like, when we went to New Orleans, when we went to Orlando, there was a lot of financial commitment from all of us to that. It is a lot cheaper this time. I'm having a great time thinking about all this shit that I can spend my money on instead of plane tickets or instead of hotel stays. I'm like, I could buy 25 Strombolis for the price of a one-way flight. Do you understand that? Like, I'm fucking excited, dude. I'm going to eat like a king. But yeah, so, but yeah, let's.
How many Strombolis do you think you could eat?
From Romano's, they are thick cut bad boys. I would say probably 2 of them.
Okay, I'm glad you didn't say more than that.
No, because it's you. And here's the thing:
insane.
The truth is, what I think we should be doing is, I think we should be getting these, cut them into quarters, so we're not over fucking stuffing ourselves with one versus the other. Because we gotta have everything. We gotta have everything.
Yeah,
BJ, you looked at that food list. What's the thing you're most excited for?
The thing I'm most excited for. So, fascinating because, I don't really care about Philly pizza, but you had this thing called an Inside Out.
Yes.
That I'd never
Yep.
heard of before.
Yes, sir. That's at the Double Decker.
That was intriguing. Now, you do know I love me some soft pretzels.
Yeah, soft pretzels. We make them great
Yep.
here. It's something about, PJ, I know you hate it because you're a fucking mark for New York, but there is something about the fucking lead in the water between New York and Philadelphia.
Okay, that's
something
good to
about
know.
the water where it just fucking is something about it where it really makes the bread
It has
better.
to be dirty. There was also this roast pork you had mentioned. It was last year you spoke about it.
Yeah.
It's like roast pork, cheesesteak sandwich.
Well, it's a roast pork with provolone and broccoli rabe.
Mm-hmm.
Garlic
That was
broccoli
the one. I want that one.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, very excited. I hope you wear deodorant.
I'm just saying, direct me to the food.
Oh, hell yeah. And alcohol. Don't worry, it's going to be, the alcohol will be,
I'll be able to find that.
It'll be intravenous. You want it to be strapped to you'll just be carrying that bag around all the time.
No, it's beer.
Actually, it doubles as that. Once the thing's out, you hang it from your leg instead of your fucking arm, and now it's a piss bag.
You should get one of those hats that you put 2 beer cans inside.
Oh, yeah.
Nah, that makes you an asshole.
No.
So listen, anything else about WrestleMania, we'll save for the next section. But yes, we are super excited. So if there's any way you could be in Philadelphia, even to see some of the secondary shows, please come out. There's plenty of places to go. There's plenty of places to be for each night, and we'll go. So yeah, I'm just very genuinely excited. I don't let myself get this excited very often, but I am jacked, baby, and tan. The Rock. Speaking of jacked and tan, The Rock destroys Cody Rhodes to end Raw. He comes out first, no words. I got nothing to say. The crowd fucking boos him. He's being a great heel.
He said some words to Cody.
Yeah, I'm gonna make you bleed. Mm-hmm. That's what the mouth people fucking told me. Mm-hmm. So I say lip readers. I call them the mouth people.
There you
go. Also prostitutes. I call the mouth people. So the idea is that this heel run has been elite. It has been very good where he's understanding his role. He's leaning into being a heel. He's knowing his role. He's shutting his mouth. Holy shit, he lived the gimmick. So they pulled an AEW style with blood and personal attacks and stuff like that.
AEW style is to have Jon Moxley face Commander in the third match of the night, and then there's blood.
I mean, you can say whatever you want, but blood adds to matches, and you can say whatever you want, but I've always been a person who likes blood in wrestling. I think that anytime
they do this around WrestleMania.
If it fits,
Remember?
and if you're not doing it all the time, and you're saving it for special occasions, that's how you should do it.
I mean, expect it to be this bloody, the Roman Reigns.
When you fucking watch UFC, every fight has blood in it.
Not every.
That's not
Certainly
true.
not.
Damn near every fight has blood in it, if you're honest.
This isn't UFC, this is pro wrestling.
I'm saying it's supposed to be mimicking or copying actual fighting.
Not really.
Yeah, yes it is! That's literally what it is. It's a fuck about wrestling. Oh my god.
In amateur wrestling, you're not...
You get bloody all the time, dude. You get bloody in amateur wrestling all the fucking time. So you've never done any sport. I can't wait to see how fat you got when you pull in.
I've never done any sport. I played baseball for many years.
That is not a sport. John Crook said it best. I'm not an athlete. I'm a baseball player. The lady caught him smoking a cigarette, and she's like, "You shouldn't smoke. You're an athlete." He's like, "I'm not an athlete, baby. I'm a baseball player." So The Rock destroys Cody. Mike, I want your thoughts, because, I mean, this is probably the best segment of the storyline, but the bar is so low. Was it really good?
Yes, it was really good. It was an awesome segment. And BG mentioned before, I agree. This is one of the best Raws I can remember. Raw is oftentimes a chore to watch ever since it went to 3 hours, and honestly, even before it went to 3 hours for quite a while, it was a chore to watch. It's very difficult to be compelled throughout an entire 3-hour show. Now, were there some downturns in the show? Sure, because it's 3 hours. But for the most part, this is the most highs and the most consistent highs over the course of a 3-hour Raw I can remember. You could say probably some Attitude Era Raws were better because you had these through lines and it wasn't as long. In the 3-hour Raw era, I'm very comfortable to say this is the best one. And this stuff with The Rock and Cody is a big reason for that. It was a through line because you had the opening segment with Cody cutting his promo, The Rock interrupting him, and a big reason why it was so awesome is because he was not advertised whatsoever. Nobody knew that The Rock was going to... Meltz didn't tell me The Rock was going to be there.
The Rock knew.
smartly advertised him for next week.
Right.
And that CM Punk would be here this week, so it's like, well, no chance that The Rock shows up.
Right. Nobody expected that. So the fact that he even showed up was fucking awesome. And then you have the closing segment where there's the big brawl, Cody's backstage, and The Rock beats him up, and that was even surprising because, you know, The Rock hadn't gotten physical yet since he returned. So that's really the first time he's done, besides slapping Cody, that's the first time he's done anything physical, and he beat the living shit. Go ahead.
He also kind of implied when he was leaving the segment with Cody that he was leaving Raw.
It seemed that way, right?
Yep.
So he beats the living shit out of Cody, throws him outside.
Gas like the Ultimate Warrior, too.
Adds to the aesthetic of this.
Yeah,
which is
that was
awesome.
so cool.
Throwing Cody into his own tour bus and just fucking blooding him up. And as I said, like, certainly a proponent for blood in wrestling when it works within the fabric of the storyline, when it can take things to the next level, when you do it sparingly and make it mean something. And this is the perfect example of that. Like, you know, I think there have been great moments in the build toward this tag team match, and then also Cody against Roman, but this needed to be taken to another level, and this segment with The Rock and Cody took it to that level, and now it's very, very personal between them. And I see, you know, some people complaining like, oh, like, now all the heat's on The Rock, and it's not on Roman Reigns at all. It's like, well, Roman Reigns has been the champion for 4 years. Roman Reigns is the tribal chief. Roman Reigns is the guy that ultimately has to be taken down. He's got plenty of heat on him, with or without this segment. The Rock was the guy who, I mean, he just turned heel when he came back, and people were very skeptical of The Rock being back and what he was going to do because
he turned heel because they had to change the storyline.
No, because people were saying like the last run with Cena. I mean, a lot of people complained about all that kind of shit. He's been as good as he ever has been, essentially, in this feud as a heel. So I think this had to happen. I think The Rock and Cody being the crux of it is great, and we really don't know what's going to happen here. Like, we for weeks have been saying, like, it seems like The Rock's going to help Roman or help Cody beat Roman at WrestleMania. Now it doesn't seem like that's going to happen because he fucked up Cody. Or is it like a situation where, you know, Cody's doing this now to throw Roman Reigns off, an aces and eights type of situation? Like,
no. I don't
think it is. No. I don't think it is, and that means that we're going to get a totally different story than we thought we were going to get, and that's very interesting.
Called a pivot. So, Mikey, all right, looking into my crystal ball, and sometimes, you know, it's not exactly right. It's almost entirely right. The Rock versus Cody. Cody's the champion at SummerSlam. No. That's what it was. It was just a little bit. It's just hard to read. You know what I mean? Sometimes predicting the future.
I can't believe you might be right about that.
Yeah, I know. It's great. It's fucking great, dude. That's great.
So stupid.
Yep. BJ, thoughts on The Rock?
Man, this was awesome. The surprise element was incredible. The entrance that he has right now is one of the best entrances there is. I do agree with the sentiment that Roman Reigns has been mostly an afterthought in this, and it really has been The Rock and Cody. But the segment on SmackDown with Cody and Roman had me hyped. I was like, all right, I'm back into their singles match, but the tag team feud that they have going on, The Rock and Cody, the opening was awesome. Cody has cut excellent promos, three straight shows, and last week he's calling out The Rock. You're gonna bring some big Dwayne energy. You're gonna be a fucking little dick, right? Rock came to play.
Wow. Go ahead.
You good?
What the hell's going on?
I was mocking it with my nerd fucking laugh because fucking WWE marks think shit's great. It sucks.
Okay, I don't know what you were doing. It sounded like you were like hyperventilating.
A lot of the shit's mid as fuck, to be very honest with you.
Well, this feud is not that. So this has been awesome, and him beating the fuck out of Cody needed to happen. He's been calling himself the final boss. Well, show me why you're the final boss. Okay, that's why. And Roman, he doesn't really have to get his hands dirty. He's been the champ for 4 years. He has people do his bidding for him. And if I'm Roman, Rock, go do it. Go show that you're the final boss. Okay, I don't really give a fuck, right? Because all I care about is retaining the championship. Now, I do believe that Cody and Seth are going to win on night one.
No, absolutely not. How could you even say that?
I don't believe that at all, because I think it's going to be an overbooked, like, crazy.
Yes.
I think it's going to happen regardless.
No, but literally the stipulation for the match.
Yeah, I understand that. I totally understand that, and The Rock doesn't give a fuck because he's on the board.
I think The Rock and Roman definitely win.
The Rock ain't coming back to lose, Jack. So.
I would be beyond shocked. I would be without speech if Roman.
That's
and The Rock
oh my
lost
god!
that match.
I hope it
I
happens
definitely
now.
see
Holy
them.
shit!
Okay, you know what? Even better. Cody loses twice in the fucking whole weekend.
Cody's not gonna lose in the main event.
I can't believe this. I can't. Why is this an angle you're
Listen,
taking? It's
'cause
obvious as shit.
there's
He's
so
gonna
many
finish
little
the story. The
things
story
that
just
happen
blows.
Throughout the Cody Seth Rollins little tag team that they have going on, there's too many things that Cody does that Seth should be really pissed off about. First of all, Cody's beat this guy 3 times, even when he was hurt in Hell in a Cell. Then he constantly is like, the champ doesn't even show up. When he's saying it on Raw, and there's Seth Rollins in the back as champion, he's fucking injured, and he shows up to every show. He's doing all the house show circuits now. I just think that Seth is gonna it was Cody's entrance when they came out to accept the challenge from The Rock and Roman Reigns, and Seth just looks like a fucking bitch. So I could easily see Seth screwing over Cody Rhodes. We spoke about this weeks ago.
I agree. There's a very good chance of that happening, and of Seth trying to screw over Cody. I agree. There's a very good chance of that happening, and I thought he acted kind of weird on Raw, like when he was talking backstage, like, "Oh, something doesn't smell right here tonight," and then he had like this weird look. I'm like, why is he looking very weird?
His
So
kid
I've
shit
known-
his pants.
I could easily see. Listen, they're backstage. Drew and Paul Heyman having a conversation. Drew comes out to beat up Seth Rollins at the end. He hasn't been doing that to really help him during this feud with the Bloodline. Then you could have it where Solo and Jimmy, they're at least Solo, right? Because Jimmy and Jay, they have their whole thing. Solo's barred from the main event. Solo helps Drew McIntyre beat Seth Rollins, right? Now Drew has to pay back the Bloodline. Come out and fucking screw over Cody Rhodes, who you don't like either. So I think there's a lot of things that they can be doing. You got the fucking, everyone's looking at the truck with Cena and Stone Cold on there. They could potentially show up in the main event. I'm so excited for this fucking match.
Right. I think there's definitely a chance Seth tries to screw over Cody in that match, but I'm actually kind of on board with the Cena and Stone Cold thing. Like, it started off as a theory, and to me, like, thinking about it, it makes too much sense.
What is it? I actually have not heard this at all,
Okay,
so please
so
break this down to me.
While The Rock was beating the fuck out of Cody outside,
Okay.
there was a shot where there's this production truck behind him, and it's just a huge picture of Cena, huge picture of Stone Cold on it, right?
Okay.
And
All
Trish.
right.
And everybody's like,
And
oh,
Trish,
man.
okay. Great. So just, it's
I
a
didn't
legend
see
truck,
the
got
Trish
it.
part, but
Yeah, and
everybody's like, wow, is this like some kind of Easter egg? Is like a foreshadowing thing. And Donnie's buddy WrestleVotes is like, they don't do something like that on accident. Like,
Oh.
that's done on purpose.
It's
'Cause
me.
they
I
have,
thought it
like,
was supposed to
they
be,
have
I thought
these
WrestleVotes was
WrestleMania
me.
themed trailers. If they wanted, they could just put any trailer back there, but this was when I think about it though, it's like, okay, John Cena has huge issue with the Bloodline because that's who he was feuding with before he left. Solo fucking destroyed him in Saudi Arabia, so he's gonna want to get revenge. And then Stone Cold, I mean, who's his greatest rival? Obviously, The Rock. So he
Vince
makes perfect
McMahon.
sense. And you're gonna, we can't say his name.
Yeah, I know. Second
but you're
best.
gonna want Cena and Stone Cold to be on WrestleMania 40.
Definitely.
And if you're going to have them on, there's no better or more impactful way to have them on than to be involved with that. And if they're fighting on Cody Rhodes' behalf, Cody Rhodes ain't losing that match.
No, Cody Rhodes is. I can't even believe this is a conversation we need to fucking have. The tag team match will be won by the heels because Seth Rollins' fucking heel turn has never been more telegraphed, or at least not his heel turn. It's just him turning on Cody, right?
Well, I don't think he's turning in that match though,
No,
because
he
then he's
definitely
gonna
wouldn't
face
be.
Drew the next night.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's
not
gonna get squashed by Drew, like I've said.
I think he's gonna lose to
times.
Drew, and that's gonna be like
He's
the
not gonna
fucking
squash.
final straw for him to turn.
I told.
And maybe because Solo fucking beats him.
Well, listen, poor Solo, honestly, in all this.
I know.
That dude's been
Dude,
treated
I
like
thought
dog
Cena
shit.
and Solo at WrestleMania.
He's lost so many matches since he beat Cena.
Has he won?
0-34, bro.
Yeah.
On my fantasy team.
I'm not saying you deserve it.
I wish
You deserve
I
it.
wish that all the 34 losses counted on your team just to see how many negatives you would have.
That's not funny.
Actually, I love it. Both of us are laughing. It's hilarious. Okay, so now I'm looking over here. CM Punk returns. We talked we talked about it for a moment. I broke it down from the realness. So Mike, I want your thoughts on this poo-poo.
If not for the final segment of this show, this would have been the segment of the night, and it's still at least in the conversation for it because this was fucking great. Like, Punk It was great to see him. It sucks that we're not going to get to see him wrestle at WrestleMania. I know even Donnie, I think you were excited to
Mid-card
to be able to
Phil,
see that.
man. He would have been great on the fucking mid-card.
But it would have been awesome to be able to see him have his first WrestleMania match back. Not going to happen, but I'm glad that he's going to be involved in some way. We talked about this before. I thought that probably commentary was going to be the best role for him because I don't know that he'd be cleared to actually be in the ring doing anything physical. It seems like that's probably the case. So him on commentary would be great to watch that afterwards and see what he has to say. And they're very much going with him and Drew this summer. Like, it's so blatantly obvious at this point.
Yeah.
I need everybody to stop fucking saying that Drew is not re-signed. Like, they're not building all this shit for the future if Drew's not going to be there. So to me, I think Drew beats Seth for the title, holds it going into SummerSlam, and that's when Punk returns and you do that match. But they did such a good job of just potentially building toward that. I thought all three guys were great in this segment. And the thing that was so great about it is it felt like a lot of it was off the cuff. I'm sure a lot of the stuff that felt off the cuff was still even scripted.
It was
but
just
it felt
outlined. Just let the guys go do their work, dude.
It felt like there was just certain moments, like the whole thing where they're like, hey, should Punk be on commentary? And they definitely thought the crowd was going to be like, yeah, he should definitely be on commentary. And then they booed it, and there was chanting referee. And the way they, like, played off of it was just so great. Like, Punk saying, like, you know, I couldn't be impartial in a match between these two dipshits. Like, that was obviously not scripted. So they just went back and forth. There's so many good zingers. Like, Drew calling himself the chosen one, and Punk asked him, like, who chose you? What was his name? And everybody knows what that means, and they know that Drew can't say it. This was just fucking an awesome site. This is what you want. You want your top stars cutting. This is Attitude Era type of stuff. This is the type of stuff you get when Austin was cutting a promo, when The Rock was cutting a promo. You never knew what you were going to see, and that's what made it so fun.
Yeah, I mean, McIntyre kind of was the best part of this without a doubt.
I think I don't disagree with that.
He has legitimately.
Close, but McIntyre is fucking next level lately.
Him going to the bakery, the muffin
awesome.
bakery.
That was so funny.
So good.
Of course it's closed on a Monday.
PJ?
I'm just going to read back some texts that I sent to George and Mike.
You don't have to. You can just give me your opinion and we can move past it.
Okay. You're a fucking asshole and that's not fun. And can't wait to be miserable around you at WrestleMania. I hope you're nowhere near me in the suite.
Can I tell you right now?
We could probably sit about wherever we want in the suite. Right?
Yeah, I was going to say from the bottom of my heart, I really don't care about any of that stuff. But now that you just said that, I want you to know it's now my fucking mission to make your shitty fucking 72 hours even shittier.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that was already obvious.
I hope you like fucking
so
Monster Jam blankets and an air mattress because that's what you're sleeping on.
I actually do like that.
Okay.
This was incredible. This segment was so good. I was glued to my television the entire time. This is the most interested I've been in Rollins and McIntyre. I think this is the best that Rollins has been in months. He came out and just was like, fuck all of you. It's almost like this is some bullshit going on right now that I'm such an afterthought. I'm going to make sure I'm not an afterthought anymore. So I appreciate that. McIntyre has been incredible. He was awesome. It is obviously easier to be the heel in this, and he did an excellent job. I love him going onto the top of the commentary table and sitting there cross-legged just like CM Punk would do, and basically being like, hey, come be on commentary. And CM Punk just destroying them and be like, I'm going to make you all relevant for the first time.
How about him telling Punk, you don't drink or smoke, but you're always in rehab somehow? That was
one of the best lines. I don't know if that was scripted or off the cuff right there.
That line was the line of the night. Even over everything fucking The Rock said, that line is the line.
That was just, and it's just so spot on too. So just kudos to whoever thought of that. And I mean, CM Punk showing up, I didn't know really what to expect. I really wanted him to be the guest referee. But since he's going to be on commentary, this is now the match I'm most looking forward to watching back, because I'm going to watch the show back, of course, because we're going to be there. And we can't hear CM Punk commentary, so I can't wait to hear everything that he says. So for a live crowd, they did a good job. Hey, come back and watch this match again because you're going to CM Punk on commentary. And if I was at home watching this, I'd be like, fuck yeah, I can't wait to hear what CM Punk has to say. So they just did an excellent job in keeping him part of WrestleMania season, because when he got hurt, that was such a blow to just my enthusiasm for this show. And so I'm really happy that he is part of this in some way. And this segment was, this whole Raw, for the segments that were done, not exactly the matches, but the segments that had me more excited for WrestleMania than anything that they've done so far.
I will agree
This
with
was
that.
amazing.
Ramping it up at the perfect
They
time.
totally ramped it up, and Cody even called it out in the beginning of the show, because I had been feeling that way. It's like, man, we're so close to WrestleMania. Like, I was shocked that they had Becky Lynch in the last woman standing match against Nia Jax a few weeks from WrestleMania. It's like, she can get hurt, right? You don't want anyone to get hurt leading into WrestleMania. They did an amazing job with the main people that they needed to get over their feuds. Becky and Rhea, that segment was as good as everything else on the show as far as I'm concerned.
I would say that was absolutely the best thing they did,
awesome.
and would fully agree that it was one of the best things. This Raw was what I would argue. Listen, maybe
what you want for WrestleMania.
Yeah, and that's what we always say about it, because a lot of times the build to WrestleMania has been, at least the last couple of years, been pretty fucking lackluster, if we're very honest, right?
Yeah.
So the truth is, this was probably the most. Can I just say one more thing? I'll say the most complete Raw. I won't say it's the best or anything like that. I'm not fucking.
Easily.
I don't use superlatives like that. I don't understand like you two marks. It was a complete Raw. It was very good. I will say
I
this.
guarantee you this: you can't name a better Raw in the past 10 years than this.
No, you certainly can't. There's just no way.
I mean,
there's
I
no
mean,
way.
I
There's no
couldn't-
way another 3-hour Raw has been better than that. Raw.
The Rock and Cody segment, even in the beginning of the show, but then to end the show, that is as good as any segment to build to WrestleMania in the past decade. I mean, that's up there with Triple H just beating the fuck out of D-Bry.
Well, listen,
our show has essentially lived through the entire 3-hour Raw.
Yeah.
we did.
Era,
That is true.
so we've
Wow.
seen them all. I'm telling you, buddy, there wasn't a better 3
Nah,
hour
there's been a couple really good ones.
No.
I'm not going to sit here and say that, because I don't remember enough. My memory's pretty shitty. But I will say
I'm
this.
remembering for the both of us.
This is
Mostly
this is
stuff
I
each
just a
one
quick
did.
little side topic before we get to the real main event. The way that WWE is being shot these days,
Better.
with the camera angles, with the way things have been done, we always said that Kevin Dunn was an albatross around the neck
Yes.
of WWE.
We were on the right side of history.
It was 100% correct.
How about that
Because,
wide shot when The Rock
that
showed up?
was amazing.
I mean, it's still
One of my
Kazuchika
favorite
Okada
things
stuff.
that
Got it.
one of my favorite things they've been doing is this, like, one shot through line of something. It's like, all right, here's like one segment that's happening, and we're gonna keep the camera rolling, and it's gonna go right into like a new segment between other two
Thank
people.
you, Cinema.
It's like
Yeah,
somebody walking to the backstage
Yeah.
area and
Yes.
they follow them.
Yes, that, like when you walk, or when they walk through Gorilla, out to the fucking ring, or back from the ring. Like, little shit like that gives such a nuanced experience when you watch the show. It really does. It's something different. And we've been so, ingrained that they do it one way, and this is how it's done and everything. And honestly, that kind of blew for a long time. And we said that. No more fucking cameramen up and down with, like, swings and shit. Like,
my
the
God.
subtle
Camera
switch,
cuts.
the subtle cuts in matches where you get extended periods of the same camera angle. It's like, honestly, you don't realize how much you missed it till you got it a different way, and you're like, holy shit, I'm glad this is back. So, the product in that sense to me is far superior than it was with Kevin Dunn
Definitely.
behind the scenes.
Real
I'm
one
sorry.
last quick point before you move on. I just
To the
want to make
main
about
event.
Drew McIntyre that I thought of. Obviously, we're kind of bummed that Punk can't wrestle at WrestleMania.
I'm
but,
actually not bummed. I think he's overrated.
Okay.
I hate
but
him.
I can't help but think if
Unbelievable.
if he didn't get injured, are they doing a triple threat with Drew involved? I'm not so sure, because you would have had an Elimination Chamber match and somebody had to win that, and it was probably going to be Punk. So I think Drew's maybe facing like Sami Zayn, and then
That's
I
what we
think
thought,
they had
yeah.
to.
Yep.
I think they had to change a lot of shit when Punk got hurt, and I think Drew is like odd man out of this situation if Punk doesn't get hurt. So while it sucks that we don't get to see Punk wrestle, it almost might be the best thing, because we get to see
Drew's better.
Drew versus Seth. Drew 100% deserves this, and I've been saying even before we got what we got this week, I'm excited for Drew versus Seth. Drew deserves this. Drew should be winning a championship in front of people. Drew's been the fucking best thing in wrestling for weeks now, so I'm happy to see that. And then we get a huge match down the line with Drew against Punk, and if all of this wouldn't have happened with Punk getting injured, it would have gone a lot differently. So I think it's like a blessing in disguise almost that happened.
Yeah, I actually agree. Plus, Pharrell Brooks isn't fucking on my card, which is great. You know, I don't have to watch him get hurt 10 seconds into a fucking 10-minute match and then fucking limp dick his way around because he's
What if
fucking...
Seth gets thrown into him at the commentary table?
I mean, listen, you're obviously going to do so. He's there for a reason.
That'll probably happen.
Yeah. Well, or Drew's going to just haul off and clock him when he's like, I love the old heel gimmick where the face stands up, they go face to face, and then when the face goes to sit back down, the heel just punches him in the head or like pushes him over the chair or something. I could see that 1,000,000%. So yeah, put him in a strong arm brace so it doesn't bend even when he fucking takes a bump. It's all good. But let's get to the real main event, guys. Mike. Let me see you clapping like you always do, buddy. Mercedes Mone, the CEO, debuts on Dynamite, dude. And I know everybody complained about how she didn't move the needle, complained about how she didn't draw ratings. But I'll tell you right now, Mercedes Mone is a big get for AEW. I think from a women's division perspective, from a bringing a big name into the company. I really don't give a shit about the ratings. That was you, Marks, who fucking clouded that all.
You cared for so long.
I don't care about that.
Not anymore.
No, there's demographics and hourlies and shit like that. Well, they already took NXT off TV, so fucking they got them. They beat them down.
How's NXT off TV?
They put them to sleep, dude.
They're literally still going and going strong.
Blam! Put them down like Old Yeller.
Building
Blam.
new stars. It's one of the only shows that does that.
No, it's not true. It's not true. Okay. Yeah, because they have to literally train these fucking untrained athletes instead of hiring professionals.
Working out pretty well.
Okay.
He's CEO
of. She's a CEO of her Mercedes Mone Incorporated.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
She's the CEO of the brand, dude. She's a brand. Mm-hmm. Man, if you had a clue in your fucking head, you'd be dangerous, but you don't.
Well, this should be.
So Mercedes Mone, I thought you wrote oof here because you're a C word, as I talked about earlier. But I thought she came out. I thought her promo was good. I thought her promo was good. I thought she was there. She addressed why she was there.
You shat on every promo she ever did in WWE.
That's not true. I said I shat on her in-ring ability.
That true?
No,
Absolutely.
Shat on her kicks. But I think she said she went to Japan and she fixed the kick, so I'm good on her now.
Really? She didn't fix that finisher.
Why? It looked good.
No, it didn't.
So why do you hate? Look at this. You hating Mercedes Mone for no reason? It's just wild, dude.
I told us that when she was in Japan, also.
As soon as she left WWE, you're like fucking something about her I don't like anymore.
Yeah, she's not as good anymore.
Yeah, see, look, that's a very stupid opinion. But Mike, Mike, I think that you are a man of reason and logic.
You do.
BJ's emotional. He runs with his dick out. You know what I mean? He's a monster. You, on the other hand, I think you have a fair viewpoint about someone like Mercedes Mone, someone you loved when they were in WWE. Now they're in AEW, a place you hate. Admittedly, you're biased as fuck towards AEW. But I want to see where you come down on this, if you come down on the wrong side of history or the right side of history.
Okay, so still love Mercedes Mone, a huge fan. I still contend that she is the greatest in-ring women's wrestler of all time, and I'm excited to see her have some fresh matches. Admittedly, I wanted her back in WWE, but this is what she chose. If she's getting paid millions of dollars, if she's the highest paid woman in wrestling, as has been speculated, obviously no proof one way or the other. There never is on this kind of stuff. But if any of that is even close to true, it's hard to blame her for making the decision she did. I'm never going to shit on somebody for getting money. Like, if you can do it, then do it. And then WWE, she can always go back there after the fact, which I think is probably what's going to happen. And so, smart on her part. I'm excited to see, some fresh matches. I think AEW certainly has a lot of talent in the women's division. Toni Storm, Deonna Purrazzo, Sheeta, many more. And I just feel like most of them have not been utilized the way they should have over the years. Usually you're focusing on one woman. And now Mercedes Mone is going to be the focus, but hopefully they're using her to put over, not in terms of actually maybe losing to these people, but put over other people around her, put them on the pedestal by facing her, and making the women's division bigger as a whole. I think they needed somebody like a Mercedes to be able to make that happen. Now they have her. Now, we'll see if it actually happens. In terms of the debut, the promo, I mean, I think it was fine. It wasn't anything groundbreaking. I don't think it was bad. I don't think it was amazing. My one issue from that night is that theme song, man.
That's her choice, by the way.
That's fine, but I'm just telling you.
Jim Johnson out there still.
That's one of the worst theme songs I think I've heard in a long time. And, like, I saw people trying to, like, gas it up, like, oh my god, this is so good. It's like, so...
What was that, Donnie?
Donnie liked people. They took Gunther's old theme song, Symphony No. 9, and they're like, let's throw some CEO chants over it, like it's people chanting Goldberg, and let's just cobble that shit together and see what we got. They had, by all accounts, months to put together a theme song. Her WWE theme song was fucking amazing. Her Mercedes Mone theme song in Japan, I don't think it was as good, but it was decent.
It was terrible.
You couldn't go with that? Yeah, even if you think it's terrible, what do you think it is compared to this?
I like it.
Also terrible.
I think
it's a fucking work of art compared to this.
Wait, did you enjoy her saying that AEW is the only place where she can be global?
Well, that was a lie, but that's just what they do when,
Well, she means her music career, too. She means her stuff outside of it.
That's not what that means.
That's what that means, bud.
I think what she meant was...
I can go to Japan.
It's the only place where I can go wrestle like people from Japan and other shit,
yeah.
I guess, basically. But again, we've only seen her twice so far, and it's not like she's done much.
She debuted 2 weeks ago, so that makes sense.
You have to reserve judgment for what this is going to be and where it's going to go. Like, this isn't something that you can judge right now. You need to probably wait like a year in the future and be like, all right, let's look back and see what impact this had on the women's division.
I mean, it's a good day. It's big for AEW. I know that it didn't move the needle for them as much as they probably had hoped.
And I'll be honest with you at this point, though. Signing people is not what's going to move the needle for AEW at this point. Unless they're signing, like, John Cena or The Rock or something like that. Like, it doesn't matter who they sign at this point. Because the audience is the audience. They've made a conscious decision, for the most part, to not try to grow the audience, really. They just want what their audience is, and they want to keep that audience and make them happy. And that's fine, but signing people all the time is not what's going to get more people interested.
Good storytelling and good in-ring action. Well, for AEW, it's good in-ring action, too. They do focus very heavily on the in-ring product as well.
Well, and
that's
if
great.
you're telling stories that people get invested in, then they'll care about.
That makes the in-ring action better. It just does. You know what I mean? So, when we look at Macho Man versus Hulk Hogan, that match itself in a vacuum is, lesser than that match when you take in the whole picture. And the rating, the star rating, as I like to say, is my idea, would go up. You know what I mean?
I will say about this, though, I am pretty shocked that it didn't pop a rating. Although I was right with what I said the week before that. They should have just straight up announced it and said she's going to be on this show. Because I think that more people would have known, and they could have had a better chance to get a higher rating. Maybe they don't care, but I don't know why they wouldn't care, at least to some degree.
I think they thought it would be like the CM Punk thing, where CM Punk got everybody to watch because everyone heard it was him, and they never really said it. But I don't think she's got CM Punk clout.
I think the wild thing to me is the second week she was announced, so everybody knew. And then you also announced this huge match between Edge and Christian in Toronto, and it did the same number. So again, that tells me
that's what you get.
It ain't about who you sign. It ain't about who you bring in. You gotta build good faith with people who are watching and keep them hooked after watching one time. And that's the only way you're gonna build the audience. It's not by bringing people.
I disagree with that. The idea is that is what you want to be doing right now. You have to be doing that, but you definitely need to be expanding. You definitely have to improve your marketing. You definitely have to improve your ability to get out. And one thing WWE does really well is they get themselves the fuck into the mainstream, like wave. They're out in front of stuff. You see WWE belts in sports. Like, they just do a really good job of, like, getting their people out to the masses.
I think they want Mercedes to be that for them, because the new promos that they're having, she's front and center. They had her at an NBA game, front row, getting them to talk about AEW. So I think they view her as a potential cash cow in terms of being able to do that kind of thing.
And Okada's international.
Will that happen?
Got it.
We'll see, but the early indication is that just signing her, that's not going to move the needle. You got to utilize her properly.
Yeah, both in the ring and behind the scenes as well. But good. Guess what? It's forcing it into the women's division. Thank goodness. Maybe now we have a fucking someone like that part of her. One thing they talk about is the freedom of those contracts. That's what Edge was talking about it too, and that's what she mentioned. She's like, I can do so much. Well, guess what? I hope part of that is like you're not going to book the rest of this division like shit either. You know what I mean? Like, she's the CEO of the women's division. Please, like that, make that a thing.
She strikes me as somebody that's not going to just stand there and take shitty bookings. So hopefully,
yeah, she walked out of WWE.
Yeah.
And also, you mentioned Adam Copeland and Christian Cage. I thought that match was fucking excellent. I love that match. That was better that match was better than the greatest match. It was better than the greatest match of all time or whatever between Edge and Randy Orton. That's what I was saying.
I really like the greatest match.
I think that match was really good.
I mean, you can't say that when it's the greatest match of all time.
Well, no, that's what it was named, not what it was called. No, I didn't dub it that. But I thought the penalty box fight where they put the jerseys on was very fun.
I always pop for that shit. Like when they did the tag team match with Judgment Day and Sammy and Kevin Owens in Pittsburgh. Remember that?
I genuinely love that match. It was very fun. Brutal when it needed to be. Just goofy at times when it needed to. Like it was just what it needed to be. And I thought it was really good. And like you're right, Mike. You advertised this match, which was fucking excellent, pay-per-view quality, and you have Mercedes Moné on TV, and you still pull the same rating. So, like I said, in that moment, that shows you need to get.
It's a deeper issue.
I saw Becky Lynch on Good Morning America, right?
Mm-hmm.
I need Mercedes Moné there. That's how you do it. You get them. You get these people. Don't send Mox. Send somebody else, right?
You don't think he's good in an interview setting?
I think he's like when you send Jake the Snake to Good Morning America, they're fucking creeped out because he's fucking saying weird shit.
I think they send current Jake the Snake to Good Morning America.
Get the mic real close. Get the mic real close. You ever seen a John Cena crack pipe?
What is it you do in AEW? I managed.
I've been cashing checks. I cash checks. That's what I do, motherfucker. And he's doing it again for another year.
He is. Good for him.
Yep. It's the same way you're talking about Monet. It's the same way I have Okada with the Japanese viewers. Like he was the biggest star in Japanese wrestling for a long time. Now he's in the United States. I see them being like, hey, check this out. Like he can help them expand internationally. Same thing with Will Ospreay being United Kingdom and shit like that. I see these are good signings for what they're doing. Now follow through. And for me, Mike, we always are going to talk about the storylines. The in-ring is great. The storylines need to be better. There needs to be more consistency. We argue these things all the time. But again, I think if we're talking really true grand scheme of things from a business perspective, right? It needs to be better. Like, you need to market these people better. You need to get them out into the world better. Just like WWE gets these people out into the world better. And then I thought for a second, Mike, I said, these motherfuckers, they own a soccer team? They own a fucking football team. Like, what? What the fuck are you missing on marketing? And I was like, oh, it's the Jaguars.
Oh, I will say, the NFL is just like, you're just an NFL team. There's not really a lot you have to do. Like,
no, you're right.
Being in the fucking NFL. Like,
but if you are proactive about it, you can literally take over the city. It's your city.
I think there's a reason Fulham isn't beloved.
Yeah, I think maybe, but maybe it's because they don't know how to fucking market the teams properly. Maybe that's not a big part of it. To where and that's what I listened to Jeffrey Lurie, the Eagles owner, earlier today as he spoke at his press conference, and he was talking about how he took the Eagles and made it the city's fucking team through marketing, through donations, and you need to do a better job of getting that. Get off Twitter, Tony. Get into your marketing department and fucking use some of that energy there to get these motherfuckers putting these stars in casual wrestling fans' faces. That's where they need to be seen. So you can grow 800 to 900 and make it 1 million one day. But also, storylines help, and care about girls, please. Thanks. BJ, anything about AEW? It's great. It's been a lot better. Right direction. Going in the right direction.
Well, the show with Mercedes debut on Dynamite, the main event is Willow and Rio. And they have a stacked roster of talent, and that should not be your main event. And
that was actually made...
Okay.
I mean, I disagree, but it's fine. Willow is one of the best faces in the company.
I understand what they were trying to do, and so Mercedes' first show, they want to showcase the women's division. They want to showcase Willow specifically because they're obviously building something between her and Mercedes.
She broke Mercedes' foot.
I get that, But
Rio's not the opponent for that.
Willow and Rio are not in a place where people care about them enough right now on a large scale.
Well, guess what? They're there for Mercedes Mone, and she just made you care about those two.
And they did not care for that. Okay, people tuned out.
Turn your motorcycles down.
In droves, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Well,
So
maybe it's because those type of wrestling fans don't care enough about women.
No, maybe.
I think if they were presented in a way that we should have cared about them for months, then they would have cared.
There's other people they could put against Willow. They could have also said, Mercedes, you're on commentary. Right? So people know. Mercedes.
Probably should have had Tony in that match if you.
Right? Exactly.
I mean,
well, no, because they're not trying to set that up yet.
Okay, Sky Blue, Julia Hart. They could have done things.
I mean, why Rio's a former world champion. What are you even talking about?
Are you serious right now?
She was. Was she not a former women's world champion?
Are you saying that her star power is fucking main event right now?
I'm saying her star power and Sky Blues and Julia Hart's are all the same.
Can I tell you, like, the telltale sign that Rio is not a draw and that unfortunately, like, the average wrestling fan does not care about her whatsoever?
How?
When her series of AEW figures was in stores in Walmart, she became known as the all-time peg warmer. And if you don't know what that means, it means her fucking figures just sat on the shelves.
Because no one's ready for small Asian women.
And months and months.
And that's why Jimmy from Lorraine is never given anything because of his love of stardom.
Anyways, they should be doing a better job with the women's division. Adam Copeland and Christian was an awesome match. I love the ending of everyone being handcuffed to the turnbuckles. That was awesome. Great way for Christian to have to say, I quit. Probably my favorite spot, actually, in the whole match. Christian, top rope, dives to the outside through Edge, or Adam Copeland, through a table that was just leaning up against the barricade. And he had to, like, turn his body in such a way where he wouldn't fucking destroy himself or Edge and make it safe. Crushed it. It was just an amazing spot, and I was surprised that he did it. The entire match lived up to my expectations. I just really wish that they were in WWE right now, to be honest.
See, that's because you're a dumb mark. I'm done. I'm not listening to you. Fuck off.
It's because they are not. AEW does not present people in the way they should be.
No, in the way that you want them to.
No,
like I said, I like the way they are presented.
Afterthoughts in AEW.
They weren't an afterthought at all. This was a fucking main event storyline that took weeks and months to get to. You're fucking, you know what it is? You gobble so much WWE cock, you can't fucking see any longer because you're past the eyes.
I think a lot of the build to that match, frankly, fucking blew though. Like the shit with Nick Wayne's mom and the double title change at the pay-per-view and all that stuff. Like, I think they fucked up the build. I think Edge and Christian have been great themselves.
Every promo that they cut has been good.
And the build has sucked in a lot of ways.
You don't like the storyline direction that some of the matches have taken, but all the promos have been elite. I don't mind the stuff with Nick Wayne's mom. And yeah, while the double fucking title switch was really weird and goofy, and I didn't necessarily agree with
Daniel Garcia
it didn't take.
Involved in it.
I like Daniel. See, but this comes down to your bias. It's not geared towards you, obviously. That's the same thing with you, Mike. No, they shouldn't be geared towards you because you're never going to be satisfied because there's a part of you that doesn't want to like it because it's not WWE. That's the fucking truth. That's the fucking truth because you're such a fucking WWE mark. You can't separate truth from reality. Okay. All right. Jade Cargill, green as goose shit. Speaking of that, thanks, Cinnamon. Thank you, Cinnamon. Thank you, Cinnamon. Joined SmackDown. Do you think she's going to be doing something at WrestleMania is my first question.
Yes.
Okay, I do too. I think it's going to be like an exhibition type match. Something short.
It's going to be a 6-woman tag.
Oh. Okay.
It's going to be her, Bianca, Naomi against non-EO Damage Control.
Okay.
Because we've already got Bianca and Naomi very much involved with Damage Control. Naomi feeling kind of bad for Bayley. Bianca's like, why the fuck do you feel bad for her? She was a bitch to me for so long. And then, because Naomi's getting her ass beat by Damage Control, Bianca helps her. She doesn't want to help Bayley. She's alright with helping Naomi. A couple weeks ago, there was a little stand down. I'm gonna need you to stand down. Between Jade and Damage Control backstage. I think that was foreshadowing. I think it's going to be, you already have Io and Bayley, so you have 3 members of Damage Control. You have Bianca and you have Naomi. I think it makes sense for Jade to be part of their team because of that involvement. And then, it's not what we all envisioned. I think we envisioned her having, like, a singles match against, like, Bianca or whatever. But the beauty of that is she's teaming with Bianca. You could use this to build towards that in the future.
Yeah, make her turn on her, walk out of the match right in the middle of it.
And putting her in a tag team match in her first match, like, she doesn't have to work a full match by herself.
Why would you protect her like that? If she was, what color would you describe her as?
Is this
greener,
a racist thing?
Greener than goose shit? Right? Greener than goose shit.
Oh, she was awesome at the Rumble.
Yeah, so, and this is the beauty of
really
it.
Hard to be awesome at the Rumble.
The Rumble is conducive to you go in there, you do your big fucking spots, and you look awesome. She can do that in this tag team match.
Yeah.
And you're easing her in. And I think that's fine.
I mean, my thought was singles match against, like, Asuka or something, and honestly, she kind of puts a show on with Asuka. Asuka pulls a lot of the heavy weight here, and then you just have Jade Cargill hit a bunch of her moves and fucking go home as the winner.
That's what you thought was about to happen?
I just don't think they're doing that because Asuka's on half of the tag team champions.
Right, that's what happens when you don't watch the show.
Yeah, I mean, the tag team champions are not going to be defended necessarily. Why would they?
It could have been against Bianca and Naomi. They've been fucking feuding for 3 weeks.
I do wonder though where Tiffany Stratton fits into this too, because like she had a little thing with Bianca and Naomi last week, like backstage. So maybe like Jade goes against Tiffany, but I just don't know that I would do that because
I
they're
didn't
both
get that.
like brand new. So
yeah, and that BJ, I like how you understand exactly where this is going. So why don't you fill me in?
I'm just saying, if you watch the show, it's very clear at the very least, Naomi and Bianca are going against Damage Control. So to you to say Jade against Asuka means I don't know where you fucking pull that from. Because
again, they literally stared at each other.
Fucking half of the
They literally, Jade Cargill and Asuka stared at each other at one point. They were like face to face.
Jade Cargill and all of Damage
Control. I know, but she was looking. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, you could easily, and you take Asuka, who's your fucking best worker of all the ladies there, and you fucking put her against fucking Jade Cargill to protect her.
And then what would Bianca be doing?
Bianca and Naomi against fucking.
Are you about to say Kyrie and Dakota, who aren't the tag team champions?
Well, because you're not gonna have Dakota go against fucking Jade Cargill.
Why? Anything?
Because Dakota's like Frail Brooks over here. She's gonna go fucking limp 10 fucking seconds in the lap.
Likely at this point. It's far more likely.
Yeah, the sixth person. The sixth person
singles match. It's far more likely it would be against Dakota Kai than it would be against Asuka.
That's stupid. You're stupid.
I'm just telling you the reality of the situation.
That's stupid.
WrestleMania. We talked about the card. Looking good. Looking pretty. Good. I would say that right now it's a 6 out of 10.
Like I said weeks ago, it was looking good.
No, it's still a 6 out of 10. The build's been bullshit.
Raw. That's why.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that maybe it went from 5 to 6, but like again, it's been very mid build so far.
Really, LA Knight and Arrested.
Yeah, let's talk about some of the stuff we didn't really get into for these matches.
I mean, just say whatever you're gonna say. I think we got to rapid fire because we got to get this.
Let's talk about LA Knight and AJ Styles.
That was awesome.
It was good, really good. I like them both.
How could you not like that?
I didn't say anything bad about it.
We get on
it's
our
good.
hands and knees and we fucking beg for this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Give me stuff on location. Give me him going to AJ Styles' house like he's Samoa Joe.
Love it.
So we got the fucking fun in the lawn like we're watching Cops.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
WWE somehow gets the quickest fucking body cam footage in the United States.
Well, they're very well connected with the police department since the Jimmy Snuka incident.
I was gonna say, yeah. I mean, they've been covering up for him for fucking years.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
so,
very fine.
I have a question.
Oh my god.
Who turns on who between Orton and Owens?
Orton obviously RKO's fucking Owens.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Orton fucking bats an eye.
What are you talking about, dude? He's not. He can't turn if he's a snake.
But he's not really even turning because the fans are just gonna still love
That's
it.
exactly what I mean. It's like Orton will be. If you're asking me what happens, Orton will be Orton.
I think Orton's getting to the point in his career where he's so beloved that even if he just does heel shit all the time, it's gonna be hard for him to ever actually be a heel again.
Yeah, he's gonna go down the Stone Cold role.
Stone Cold, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Stone Cold role. It doesn't even. He could come out and RKO the Pope, and people would be like, "Yeah, he fucking got him." You know what I mean? I mean, actually.
Maybe the Pope
I think,
needs to be
honestly, I gotta tell you the truth, the Pope would be the heel for me. 100% the Pope's the heel. But yeah, hell yeah. So yeah, that's, and look, I like the Awesome Truth getting involved. Like, that was a good moment. Yeah, listen, the card is fine.
Wait.
I haven't
felt.
felt.
Sami Zayn. You wanted to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. So, what Sammy's over here losing. right?
Oh my god, people cry about this shit.
So, but no, I'm just saying.
The only
like,
reason I cried about it is because I got on my fantasy team.
no,
But I
but,
understand what they're
that's
doing.
not the same thing.
yeah, but
People
so
crying. Oh my god, he lost the match and he's gonna go face Gunther.
Yeah,
That's
he got
a fucking
distracted,
storyline.
and this was meant to light a fire under him.
and also, are we trying to add Chad Gable?
I don't think so anymore.
I don't think so anymore either, and I thought it was like I thought it was a
I am
surefire
personally
thing.
sad about, but I think he's essentially going to be Sami Zayn's like coach for this match. And
Does he screw him over?
I was
jealousy?
debating this, but I don't think so. I think he's going to be like Sammy's coach. He's going to coach him up, and Sammy's going to take his advice, and that's how he ends up. He's Apollo Creed, and Sammy's Rocky, and he's going up against Drago basically, because like Apollo Creed was supposed to be like training him up to face Drago. He ended up dying, so hopefully Chad Gable doesn't die.
R.I.P. soon.
Yeah.
That to me is essentially what this is, and I think you can branch off to Chad Gable versus Sammy like coming out of this down the line potentially, and it doesn't have to necessarily be like a Chad Gable heel turn though. It could be like a friendly kind of rivalry.
At least
like
start that way.
Apollo Creed was.
Heel angle was really fun. So like if you could go that direction with Chad Gable.
Sure, but he did that before, and he was great in it. But I think people like
yeah, but that
really
was like a
love him.
shish gimmick, right? And I feel like it wasn't serious. I need him to be like a serious. I need like him to be Perk Kurt Angle. You know what I mean? Where he's fuck crazy.
Perk Angle.
Perk Angle. You know what I mean? So my thing is, I think Gunther is moving right the fuck up. As soon as he's done with this, I think he's going to be moving up towards a world championship scene in some form or fashion. I think he could be a guy who goes right after Cody, following if Roman just goes away, right? So in that sense, I think you could. It's kind of you're giving on both ends here. You're Brandon King on both ends in the sense of like you're going to be giving me Gunther losing to Sami Zayn, and then Chad Gable slides in, and he's the guy he's taking on right away too. You know what I mean? Like we're trading off, we're building to the next story as well as the current story, which would be good. I don't mind that at all.
And you need that Rocky storyline to happen here with Sami Zayn because it's not going to happen with Cody.
Yeah. Right. So the WWE Hall of Fame is Paul Heyman, Bull Nakano, the U.S. Express, Muhammad Ali, and Thunderbolt Patterson. BJ, favorite Thunderbolt Patterson match?
Don't have one.
Yeah, you know who he is?
I'm not.
I like when he feuded with Ole Anderson.
Yeah.
I am excited to learn about him when we watch the Hall of Fame on Sunday morning.
Sunday morning.
Or Sunday morning.
I will tell you from the bottom. We are not going to have time for any of that kind of shit, dude.
No,
We're going to be
Sunday morning we
sleeping,
have time.
waking up, and going to get food
I might
immediately.
be having to watch all this shit when I get home.
Yeah, that's what I think it's going to be. Because first off, we're going to need morning beers, breakfast beers, to recover from the night before. We're going to wake up at like 11, then we're going to have to go pick food up. I think you're overestimating how much time we're going to have.
I'll be up at 6 a.m.
Well, then you fucking enjoy watching on your fucking phone,
I am.
dude.
I
Oh my
will be.
god. So yeah, do you think quick thumbs up, thumbs down? Do you think we add Bray this year?
No.
I think they do.
And it's the reason why I gave before. I think he's going to be like the headliner of his class when it happens.
Well, I think he is going to be the headliner.
They wanted Heyman to be the headliner in Philly.
Well, if you think about it, the last time I saw somebody point this out that they usually announce the two biggest. The two biggest entries, the first and last. So I could see them announcing like this week or next week Bray Wyatt.
We've gone, I feel like, a couple weeks since the Thunderbolt Patterson announcement, so it just feels like to me like it's done.
Yeah, like this is happening after SmackDown, so it's basically like an hour. So I think it's just going to be the 5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and everyone gets like 10, 15 minutes.
Okay, yeah. I mean, Muhammad Ali doesn't need 10 minutes.
Well, he won't be there, so.
Oh, lols. Thunderbolt Patterson is dead, right?
No, he's not.
He's not? I killed him?
No.
I just killed him right now.
Yeah.
Holy shit, dude. Stand and deliver.
I mean, I don't know that Bull Nakano's English is great, so she's not going to have a long speech.
I mean, that's racist. You have no idea.
It's not racist. I mean,
you have no idea, but you have no idea.
She wasn't cutting fucking promos, long promos.
This is your Sami Zayn? She's going to come out there and be eloquent as shit?
Honestly, I hope so.
I'd be like, get her as a manager. Carmelo Hayes, NXT Stand and Deliver. This is the card you guys are going to.
Hell yeah.
BJ, real quick, while I'm going through this real quick, do me a favor, look up the Kaiju Big Battle card for me. Thank you. Carmelo Hayes.
Like a fucking taco versus chicken leg.
You shut the fuck up for talking about the American Taco. Okay? It was American Beetle against the Juicy Taco last time. And the American Beetle doesn't speak English. He only speaks Spanish. Carmelo Hayes versus Trick Williams, which will be your main event. That's why I think they gave Tony D'Angelo this moment, because they're like, Ilya, you're not going to... The shine's here, and he's like, that's fine. That's fine with me.
What this is NXT TakeOver New Orleans, Gargano and Ciampa in the main event, and the NXT title match, Aleister Black versus Andrade, is earlier in the card.
No, because in no way, shape, or form is Tony D'Angelo anywhere near Aleister Black or fucking,
no, but Dragunov is.
Yeah, but I mean, I just, this match in that sense, at least like, you said earlier, if it's Dijak, I know I'm getting a bang. I know the result, just like I know the result here, but I know the match is going to be absolutely fucking banger city. It's going to be fine.
We are going to get a Dijak banger on this show.
I know, but this is fine. This is fine.
I agree that the reason they're doing this is because they already knew they had the main event spot like locked up. So
Yeah.
they didn't have to go all out.
I mean, they still probably should have, though. It's your WrestleMania card.
Sure. Again, I think the only other option would have been Dijak. That's kind of their issue. Like, they didn't have anybody else.
I mean, I just said,
because the whole main event scene
banger.
for months has been Trick and Mello and Dragunov, because they've been building to the Trick and Mello match, and then so Dragunov was kind of left without an opponent.
I did like him being the cameraman. That's fun. Carmelo Hayes, yeah, it's good.
Well, yeah.
And I also, I like Carmelo Hayes getting in with Drew McIntyre, and he walks up. Did you see it? The post? He walks up. He said, "Carmelo Hayes looks great since he lost all that dead weight, about 225 pounds."
It was game recognized game. That's what that was.
I love it. Lia Valkyrie against Roxanne Perez should be a good match.
Yeah, Roxanne's been very, very good as a heel.
Yeah, she's very good. Lia Valkyrie doesn't do it for me.
I think she's a good wrestler,
Respect
but she's
her.
just not. She's a little boring.
Just honestly pretty mid. I honestly find the women's division a little lackluster right now. It's just not up to NXT standards.
They called up Tiffany, and they kind of didn't need to do that yet.
They're building like a ton of talent, but a lot of them are not yet to the level where it's like, okay, you can be put in an.
Yeah, each one of those women has
I like Lash Legend, but she's not there yet.
Each one
she's
of the women
close,
does.
though. I think she's gonna be a huge breakout star.
Yeah. There's some stars in the making down there. Somebody said they want to see Shawn Michaels.
You're a fucking sick.
Jada Parker
man.
is really good.
Shawn Michaels wants. I want to see his internet search history immediately.
Yeah, could you send it to me?
Yeah, just write in these 4 letters, PAWG, and then just change the first letter out as needed. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Oh no, it's the W. I'm sorry.
If you don't want it pretty, change that letter.
No, it's fat. Fat ass white girls. Come on. Or fat ebony girls. I mean, I've seen a few searches online. Baron Corbin and Braun Breaker against the tournament winners. Who's winning, Mike? Tell me.
Who's winning the tournament? I think Gallows and Anderson.
Okay. And then you said Dijak's getting a match?
I think this might be where Tama Tonga debuts.
Okay.
Again, in this match to go with Gallows and Anderson.
Can't wait till you like them. And like him, too. Gallows and Anderson and Tama Tonga.
I've always liked Gallows and Anderson, like, their real personalities, because I've listened to their podcasts in the past, and they're very funny, but they just never really portray that on screen.
I mean, I honestly feel like it's hard. I don't know. I can't
Like,
explain.
Gallows is legitimately one of the fucking funniest people, but it's like you don't get that on TV.
You're right. You could do it in a way to where it's not like fart jokes like they tried to make him do.
He does a hilarious, like, Howard Finkel impression.
Yeah, he's very good at
funny
his
too.
impression. Yeah. Anything else? You guys excited for the match?
Yeah.
Excited for the card, I mean?
Oh, I think we're getting Obafemi versus Dijak versus Josh Briggs in a fucking big meaty men triple threat North American Championship match.
Meaty Madness.
That would be good. Gonna have to fucking shorten some of these matches up.
It'll be a lot of
Is that
lariats,
six
brother.
matches?
I can't wait for
No,
Melo.
I think 5.
I think it should stay at 5.
I
wouldn't be mad if it stayed at 4, but I think Omofemi is definitely going to defend that championship.
Have you? What's the Kaiju Big Battle card?
I can't find it.
You can't find it.
I can't find it.
You can't find Kaiju Big Battle.
You can't find the
I
Kaiju
can
Big
find
Battle
the 30th
card.
anniversary. I can't find the card for it.
Damn it. Okay. Very disappointed.
Do they announce cards for Kaiju
No,
Big
absolutely.
Battle?
Well, honestly, usually there's a comic book associated with each episode.
Is there gonna be a wrestler that you've ever known wrestling on the card by any chance, or no?
Like in a costume?
In a costume, yes. So there has been, that's one of the gimmicks of Kaiju, is that people wrestle for other companies, and they wrestle under this guise, and it kind of becomes like this.
That's what Chikara did that.
Yes,
too,
they did it all the time, right? And same thing, and that was Chikara kind of being dead. This is like the new alternative to that kind of stuff. Like last year, I saw that it was Orange Cassidy. He's just doing the gimmick, but he's like American Beetle, right? Like Seth Rollins back in the day, he did one. Like there is a lot of unsubstantiated claims that this guy, because they come in, they do all their signature moves. Like it'd be like Randy Orton coming in, hitting RKOs and shit, and all the poses and shit, but he's actually a giant waffle. That kind of shit. So I'm hoping we get some fun, because they don't often run WrestleMania shows. So I'm hoping there's enough people in town, and they're like, fuck it, let's get a little fun here.
Does Kaiju Big Battle make money?
So Kaiju Big Battle, it was organized by a guy. Short story, was organized by a guy who was like into anime kind of stuff, but also wrestling. And it was this fun thing. But he was a referee for other he was in Ring of Honor and stuff like that. So basically, it became this way for guys from different companies to get together and do this get drunk, do these fucking goofy things where they'd build the buildings in the fucking ring, and you'd come around and you just act it up and shit like that. So it was built for the boys, by the boys, and now it's kind of become this extra thing that's going out there, but it's still an insider joke essentially. If you ask guys like Sami Zayn and shit about this, they'd be like, "Oh, Kaiju," right? They love it. It's fun amongst the boys. So. I get to be amongst the boys, guys.
I wouldn't say that.
Yeah, it's not. But I got front row for it. I will be feeling good that day, and I am very excited to participate in absolute fucking madness. But BJ, Mike, did you get to watch any videos of it? Their YouTube uploads videos.
I have seen stuff in the past.
Yeah.
But not recently.
It's fucking chaotic as shit. They've been releasing it for the show's called High Noon, and so to prepare for that, they have released a shit ton of former matches and all that kind of stuff. So if you get a chance, Kaiju Big Battle. It's definitely one of a kind. But we gotta do Patreon shout-outs. You go to patreon.com/ringrusradio. You sign up for the executive producer tier. We name your name on the show. We give that nice shout-out every time. And then what we do is you get all the other benefits as well. And one of those benefits is Ring Rust Radio's YouTube page. We have a shit ton of videos in the can that we're going to be releasing in the coming months. I think we have enough content to get us through July at this point. But we are going to be releasing that content early to subscribers on patreon.com/ringrusradio. We started 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, so you have access to these videos a week before they go live, and you can get that over on patreon.com/ringrusradio. And we're going to start doing a little extra shit from here and there on there. So I'm still trying to work everything out. We're still trying to make sure the Ring Rust Radio YouTube page is going in the right direction. We're really raking in the tens of views here, but it's more about the hours for us, honestly, and we're exceeding my expectations in the hours watched. So for that, we're very appreciative. So if you want to be a Patreon supporter, Patreon executive producer, patreon.com/ringrusradio, and here's our shout outs. George Cruz, who is coming to Philadelphia. I'm trying to hey, David, if you're listening, David boy, come to Philly. Stop being a bitch about it.
Doesn't want to.
Vince Emerson, I believe Vince Emerson will be in our box as well. Is that correct, BJ? Can you confirm or deny?
I will try.
Okay, great. That's really awesome. Andrew Skeener, he's going to be in the box. Very excited to see Skeener meet him.
In the box.
In the box. George Sparrow's not in the box. Barely our friend. Wouldn't respond on Christmas, but showed his ugly face for fucking Mark Madness, which was wild.
Nice to catch up with
Vince Emerson, not in the box.
Not in the box. Jesus
Saying
Christ.
anything at this point.
I don't even fucking know. James Dick, I think he's going to be in the box.
James in the box.
Yeah, James in the box. He's coming all the way from Long Island, New Jersey.
It's the dick in a box.
Speaking of Kaiju Big Battle, Jim Del Chapo is sitting with us. So it's going to be Jim, Joe Archie, and me, front row for fucking Kaiju Big Battle. So if you're ready, if you would like smarky comments, come hang out with us as we watch fucking guys in waffle costumes wrestle. Uchenna Novo? I hope Uchenna? What did we? He told us how to say it.
He's mellow.
Mellow. Hell yes. We're just gonna say mellow, because he is money. That's mellow, right? AJ Troyer, Vern's brother, older brother. It's wild. Alex Pandolfi, who doesn't know how to use a fucking phone. Remember we always like invite him to shit and he never comes? Mm-hmm. He's taking that to the gaming side of things too. Hey man, yeah, I actually think I could make this one. Ring, ring, ring. Oh, I'm not going to answer you. So Alex Pandolfi, complete flake. Big Kyle, he's fucking still supporting us after all these years. Colin McKenna, one of the originals, one of the OGs. Good man, very nice guy. Kevin, the real deal Creel. Is he going to be in the box? I think he said he wanted to, but he couldn't come up this time because he's afraid of Philadelphia. Don't blame you.
I shouldn't declare if he's in the box or not.
Momo, Momo in the box. Is Momo in the box?
No.
Okay.
I wish. I'd like to meet Momo.
Stop asking who's in the box.
Vicken Dombalagian in the box. Remember we used to do the brown box raffle?
Remember you used to do it?
Yeah, I did, but the problem was everybody would stop claiming them. They're like, I remember someone sent it back. Like, I don't want this shit. Like, there's
That's when you realized the dream was dead.
No, I mean, Dream's been dead for years. But hey, maybe in Philadelphia we can do a giveaway. And someone like Vince Demore could win, our lawyer buddy, who's definitely going to have to defend us once we get canceled. Agree? Okay. Yeah. How about Patreon, BJ? The other stuff we do.
Patreon.com/
Are we bothering you?
You really bothered me today.
He's done with your shit today, I can tell.
Yeah, well, dude, it's almost like Welcome to Tuesdays, you fucking Mark. This is how it's always been.
I'll just say I no longer want to play a video game with you after this.
Oh, I will say this at the bottom of my heart. One of my best friends in the world said it best. Cry me a river.
Justin Timberlake.
Justin Timberlake is one of my best friends in the world, yes.
It turns out he's a monster, so that makes sense.
Yeah. Is he really?
Really?
I mean,
he's hanging out with...
Brittany said he made her have an abortion, basically.
Yeah, I mean, listen, sometimes you just gotta put one down, you know what I'm saying?
Yikes.
Yeah. Back to B. Diddy over here.
If you love this banter, go to patreon.com/radio hear the ad-free version of our podcast, get early access to our retros such as Do Where's My Car, Cody Rhodes' best WWE matches, and American Nightmare Becoming Cody Rhodes documentary. Plus, you should go and listen to Mark Madness again because it was fucking awesome. You can also check out Ring Rust Radio on YouTube for updated clips and Triple R Gaming. We've been playing different games like Among Us, Fall Guys, and Dead by Daylight each week and posting early access on patreon.com/Ring Rust Radio, like Donnie said, well before it hits YouTube. And if you're interested in joining the session, email ringrustradio@yahoo.com because soon we're going to put up some tiers on Patreon. And of course, join us next month, Tuesday, April 16th for our next Patreon special. We don't know what it is yet, but we're also doing WWE Fantasy Season 37 Draft. You can get a 2-for-1 special. Sign up, you come for the draft, and you're going to stay for our bracket or the other draft that we do. And finally, shout out to Daniel Hayden for his amazing work on the Triple R YouTube channel, plus Ignite Wrestling Pro in Bournemouth, Hertfordshire, London, England. Check out @Ignite Wrestling Pro on Instagram and search Ignite Wrestling Pro on YouTube. Their next show is Full Throttle on Sunday, April 2nd. It's a family-friendly show with tickets on sale now, and you can use a link in Instagram bio to purchase tickets.
I've been shilling Jimmy's Bar for a while here, Lorraine Bar in Philadelphia. If you're in the area, please stop by for a drink. They're great. He has worked extensively in this whole process to distance himself from us. It is wild.
I also just point out that we received this little plug here. Sunday is not April 2nd. Tuesday is April 2nd.
We've been lying to people.
Holy shit. Well, I mean, that goes to Daniel Hayden. He needs to look inward. How are you going to get the date wrong, but you gave me pronunciation for Burworm here?
Is it Sunday, March 31st, or is it Sunday, April 7th?
Go to Ignite Wrestling Pro on Instagram, or search Ignite Wrestling Pro on YouTube and find out.
Yeah.
Next show's Full Throttle.
Hold on,
or is it Tuesday, April 2nd?
Don't know.
Dude?
I'm assuming it's Sunday, April 31st.
I don't know. I mean, who knows? Just look it up. Here's my fucking problem. Daniel Hayden fucking did this for his friends over there. We're giving out the wrong fucking dates, but I got pronunciation for words that shouldn't exist in the first fucking place. This shit's chaos. This shit's chaos, dude. I don't even know what to make of what's happening anymore. But big thank you to Daniel Hayden for all the work he's done on the YouTube channel with us. I appreciate that very much. Patreon.com/ringrusradio. But guys, we got to move on.
Strangeness in the latest report. You gotta call Dirt Sheet Buster. Egregious lies anonymously sourced. You gotta call Dirt Sheet Buster. Scoop, 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 scoop. No lies, no retraction. Scoop, 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 scoop. Per a source that's interesting to know.
I love that fucking music. Time for Dirt Sheet Buster.
I'm just gonna chime in here. Say that was my bad, Daniel. Sunday, April 21st. It's in the email.
Hey, Daniel. Welcome to my
From
hell.
English to English.
From English to English. There was a U in it, and he was all thrown off. Fucking Adam everywhere. It's so stupid. Color is no U, bro. Favorite is no U.
We can agree on that.
1776, we won.
Yeah, damn right.
Dirt Sheet Busters.
War champion.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Anything is possible.
Seriously, that's what he was at Boston Tea Party, dude. That's what Garnett was talking about. If you could meld sports with fucking history, that would be a way better way to teach me. You know what I mean? I would be like, oh shit, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Joe Carter, fucking, he's a real fucking Benedict Arnold, huh? Good?
Why? Because he was an American player for a Canadian team?
Yeah, and took down the Phillies in 1993.
Yeah, that was a great time. This first one's from PW Insider and Fightful. Killer Kelly is leaving TNA.
Oh, man, I was loving the gimmick with Masha Slamovich.
See?
Damn it, I was in, dude. You had me and you sunk me.
According to a report by PW Insider, Killer Kelly's recent stint with TNA has concluded. Kelly wrapped up her time with the company at the Sacrifice pay-per-view event. However, according to Sean Ross Sapp behind Fightful's paywall, upon reaching out to TNA sources, Fightful clarified the miscommunication regarding Kelly's status in the company. Oh, it was lost in translation, it sounds like. According to the report, TNA confirmed that Kelly had not left the company and was actually present at the recent TV tapings over the weekend. Despite rumors, Kelly reportedly remains under contract with TNA until August 2025, but is planning to take some time off. That's under contract for like a lot longer.
Nah, she
That's
left,
really
dude.
wrong.
She physically left the company to go home.
She left the building.
I get it.
Yep. Little miscommunication, you know. She's under contract for another year and a half.
I mean, I honestly think there's so much respect for the gimmick that she's got going on over there. It's just there's something about it, man. I'm in.
That's from Wrestling Observer Newsletter. Meltz has no clue what Cena, Stone Cold, or Taker are gonna do at WrestleMania.
Okay, great. I'll listen.
In the latest edition of the Wrestling Observer Newsletter, Dave Meltzer reported that WrestleMania 40 will feature involvement from legendary names. Among them are Steve Austin, John Cena, and several others contributing to the event's star-studded lineup. Here's a quote from Meltz. There's no creative locked in for Cena and Austin at this moment, or if there is, it's a well-guarded secret. A lot depends on how much they are willing to do and money. Cena is free, but depending on what acting stuff he has and how quick after he's filming...
Classic acting stuff, huh?
Yep, lots of acting stuff. Would determine how much he can or can't do for insurance reasons. Austin and Taker would be based on willingness that they have. So what they do is going to be based on if they're willing to do it.
Yeah, and if the money makes it...
If money.
Yeah, and time.
Huh. And, circumstances.
Circumstances, right, yeah.
Time, money, willingness, circumstances.
They sound like a police officer.
Like, why would you even say this if you don't know anything?
Because
it makes you sound fucking stupid to be like, yeah, you know, what they do is going to depend on...
But here's the thing, Mike, you're kind of like... I think it's different for us because we do have that journalism background. I think most people just see this and they're like, yeah. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, of course, yeah. What they've said.
And that's the problem. There's a lot of people that'll just accept this.
I think most people do it because they don't care. They're not here to look as deep as we do.
And that's how Meltz came to be, like, quote unquote respected.
Yeah.
People.
But everybody with a conscience or everyone in the business fucking hates him.
I like when people look at it with a critical eye. This is what we should be doing.
Yes.
This is from Wrestling Observer Newsletter also. Meltz makes up a reason for Bray not being part of the WWE Hall of Fame this year.
Oh, okay.
Many fans wanted Bray Wyatt to be inducted in the WWE Hall of Fame, but he wasn't ultimately announced for this year's class. For that reason alone, I hope he is announced in the next week.
Yeah.
According to Dave Meltzer in the Wrestling Observer Newsletter, one factor contributing to Bray Wyatt's absence from this year's Hall of Fame induction is the upcoming documentary about him. Here's the quote. I was told this had something to do with the decision not to induct Wyatt into the Hall of Fame this year, that this year they were doing the big documentary for him and would induct him later. How does that have anything to do with whether they do or don't? I would argue
Anything would make more sense.
I would argue it would make more sense to induct him around the documentary because you could be like, okay, here's the SmackDown, here's the Hall of Fame induction, and then airing on Peacock after that, debuting, is his documentary. That would make more sense. I think the more likely reason, and we talked about it before, is just that they want him to be a headliner, and they already have Paul Heyman in Philadelphia as the headliner, so that's why they're not doing it. I don't think a fucking documentary has anything to do with it.
I think also you don't want to look like you're just capitalizing on him dying.
Sure, I think that could be part of it too. But I don't think the documentary would make more sense for him to be inducted, not less.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Why make it up? Why?
Has to be done.
The point. This is from the Wrestling Observer. Jungle Boy begged Tony Khan for forgiveness after getting Punk fired.
Yeah. So there it is. I saw this one. I actually think Jungle Boy looks like a bad motherfucker now, and I wouldn't mess with a Perry.
What? On Friday morning, the latest edition of Dave Meltzer's Wrestling Observer Newsletter provided an update on displaced AEW star Jack Perry. Displaced. There was a hurricane, and
I was gonna say, what natural disaster was displacing him?
Saying he had apologized to AEW CEO Tony Khan following the incident at All In that led to CM Punk's departure. Meltzer also said that Perry's recent work in New Japan, which has a working relationship with AEW, is part of a storyline leading to Perry's AEW return. However, it's now clear that Meltzer's source for this information was not Perry himself, as Perry contacted the Observer and provided a very different story.
That's unbelievable that he had to contact him himself.
The source for Meltzer's shit is never the person directly. Ever.
No, because why would you do that? Why would you? I don't know.
Accurate?
No. Push off.
No. Yeah.
You've been a lot of years of really being good at this. Maybe reading me, friend. Listen, one of the key foundations of journalism. Mike, I was working on a story today. One source story that if true, big if true, right? Uh-huh. So I was like, okay, I can't run with a single source story. Let me go to the Mexican Secretary of Tourism. Let's start there. And then kind of work it back till I get a statement from someone. Worked it back. Wasn't true. They picked up a fucking false news story, right? And I chased it down and killed it. How many times do you think...
You're like a hero.
No, it's almost like I'm doing my job, Mike. It's like I'm doing my job, Mike. How many times do you think Dave...
That's what you're supposed to do?
Yeah. How many times do you think Dave's actually done that? Do you think he really is like... He has no time for chasing leads?
No, he gets one comment on or off the record, and that's all he needs to run with it.
I saw it on the forum.
Here's the second part of this. According to the latest Observer report from Brian Alvarez, Perry denies that he ever apologized to Khan for All In, saying he refused to initiate first contact and didn't hear from the AEW president for 2 months following the incident. He finally met with Khan in November 2023 before AEW's Full Gear pay-per-view, where they discussed a December return. However, according to Perry, these plans were scrapped when Punk returned to WWE at Survivor Series, which, if that was true, that's pretty fucked up.
I mean, honestly, though, it shows that fucking he is mad about it still.
Yeah. Afterward, Khan and Rocky Romero worked with Perry to set up his NJPW debut in January, which saw him rip up a AEW contract and begin referring to himself by the term scapegoat. Perry claims none of this was approved by AEW. He's still under AEW contract, but only because AEW denied his request for a release. He says he hasn't spoken to Khan in months, and there are currently no plans to bring him back. This is beautiful because not only is Jack Perry going on record to just shit on everything Meltz said, he's telling it to Meltz's fucking, like, son, Brian Alvarez.
Yeah. And honestly, I love the fact that, I mean, honestly, it's a little bit telling about Tony Khan himself, too, because this isn't how you handle something in a professional setting. Like, you kind of harbored these hard feelings and fostered
by not
them.
squashing them in the first place.
Yeah, like you fostered all of this contempt, right? Like,
Here's the thing. Let's say Seth Rollins said a lot of shit about CM Punk, like well before CM Punk ever came in, to where Rollins, like, there was no reason for him to say this shit unless he really didn't like CM Punk. Okay?
Yeah.
So Rollins didn't like CM Punk. Drew McIntyre, I'm not as sure how real all that is, but he claims he doesn't like CM Punk either. But you know what? They fucking are doing business. Because if you're a strong leader, you get all these people in a room and you're like, hey, whatever's the past, fucking squash it and we're going to do business and we're going to make a lot of money. And that's what it should have been done in AEW.
It is as simple as this. I remember one of my friends when I was a teenager said, you know how you figure out if you're going to have a fight with a guy or not? You just walk up to him and say, hey, we cool? And if that dude says, yeah, we're cool, then you know what, then he's backing down. He doesn't want anything to do with that. But if he's like, no, then you address that situation, either figure it out between two of you or just like square off and shut the fuck up. Like, move past this. Like, that, honestly, as weird as it sounds, that was the thing with Vince McMahon that I always kind of like, the old wrestling stuff that I always enjoyed the stories. Hey, you had a problem? You kind of just fucking, like, in the old days, the lumberjacks would get in a circle and you guys would just fucking fight. And then, you know what? Now we're done. Everybody cool now? Back to fucking work now.
That's what The Undertaker misses.
I mean, listen, sometimes bullying is correct. You know what I mean? Minor bullying, little bullying.
But, I mean, regardless of what the reality is in this situation, it's an awful bad look for Meltz to say one thing and then the man himself tells his buddy something different.
Dude is impervious, dude.
That's true. He has no shame. He won't care.
It doesn't matter to him. It never sticks.
Just on to the next one.
Mm-hmm.
Ready for the honorary Dirt Sheet Buster of the week?
Yeah, please.
Brian Gewirtz.
Ooh.
The Rock's personal writer. The Rock's bitch boy, basically.
Terrible, terrible last name.
Gewirtz. Yeah, it should be Gerwitz.
Yeah,
Gewirtz. Like,
I
it just
think you
sounds
should
like someone
switch that
throwing
shit
up. Oh, dude, I've been drinking Gewirtz.
On this week's SmackDown, in which The Rock brought back the Rock concert segment, it overran again and cuts
What
made
a
SmackDown
piece
elsewhere.
of shit, dude. He's costing young talents time on the show.
That's what they want you to believe with this report.
Mm-hmm.
According to Fightful Select, the Rock segment went long, with those in WWE being fully aware that this would probably happen. When it comes to changes on the show, the match which received less time was a tag team bout between Legado del Fantasma and the Latino World Order, which was set to run over 2 segments, but instead was cut down to just 11 minutes, including entrances, and the post-match angle involving Rey Mysterio and Santos Escobar. Wow, they got fucking numbers here. Crazy.
Dude, you're not on this level.
By the way, I think LWO versus Legado tag team match for 11 minutes, that's just fine.
I agree.
That's just fine. Brian Gewirtz on Twitter. The segment went 30 seconds under its allotted 20 minutes. He was there.
I don't care if that's true or not. That's an amazing fucking reply.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was honestly a total death blow. To just being like, here's my report, it's based on all this stuff, and he's like, no, 30 seconds under. BAM! Just like, you know, you're like every karate video where dude's doing like all these fucking moves and shit, dude hits it with like a 6-inch heart punch and just kills him. You're back! Fucking dead. Take all that dumb shit and you're just fucking done.
Well, if you like that one, are you ready for the other honorary Dirt Sheet Buster of the week in the coup de grace?
Oh, we don't often get them like making like 69 and like this, but I'll watch.
It's the final boss, The Rock.
Oh shit, I did see
Our
this.
God, The Rock.
I'm not gonna say that, man. I believe in the man upstairs.
No, you don't.
No,
The
like
Rock?
literally my upstairs neighbor, Jeff.
Oh, yeah, okay. Are we sleeping with him?
You're definitely, one of you is, at least one of you will be.
Dibs.
The Rock does use a lot of adult language in this promo, something WWE and Fox have to deal with.
Oh my
Dave
god.
also confirmed a previous report, first reported by SEScoops.com, that there's been a lot of talk of some frustration among talent in and out of WWE, but the double standard that comes with having The Rock back on television. Is there a lot of frustration, or is there a lot of talk of this frustration?
I will say this. Usually, the emptiest barrel makes the most noise when it comes to a lot of these reports, I've realized over the years. You know what I mean? The guy who's the lowest of the
You
lowest.
think, like, Tozawa is not, like, a fan of what
No,
the
I think
Rock's
Tozawa's having a great time, if I'm very honest. It's definitely
Me too.
not Tozawa. I think there might be just a disgruntled person somewhere who's like, meh. Look at him, he gets the curse. I could be that guy. I could be The Rock, if you let me say shit.
It's like whoever the equivalent on the current roster is to, like, Adam Rose. That's who we're talking about.
Yeah, yeah.
One person said, he does what he wants because he's on the board of directors. Nobody is going to say anything to him. He also has an entire team of representatives that he surrounds himself with, so any issues they handle while he stays out of the mess with the people who he directly deals with. One person said this, by the way, not one wrestler, one person. So
I will say this, you just described every business in the world.
A fucking top person, they let all the people under them.
They have people to handle, they pay people to handle those situations so they can focus their attention elsewhere.
Another person said there was a feeling that the double standard under Vince McMahon's reign in charge was over once Triple H took over, but that's not the case.
Wow.
This comes after Nick Khan, Triple H, and Executive Vice President of Talent Dan Ventrell sent a memo to Talent reminding them of the company being PG with no cursing on TV or social media, and then The Rock returned doing just the opposite. All Talent has been told never to use the word ass on Fox.
That is not...
Because they don't...
Well, Fox has different rules than USA, though. Like, that just is common sense shit, because one's fucking basic cable, one's fucking paid television.
Don't ever say the word ass because they don't want it.
Ooh, you said butt!
The Rock is different from other talent considering he's on the TKO board of directors. The report noted the Talent was told that because the company was publicly traded and the wishes of TKO management was for WWE to be TV PG and he's on the board, that if anything, he should be the one following the rules to set the example. Okay, so that's the report. Holy shit.
Holy shit. That's basically what they're saying is that executives within WWE and the fucking partners that are paying them billions of dollars are fucking shook by the curse words that The Rock's using, right? That's what I just read, right?
Yep.
Okay. Right.
The Rock replied on Twitter. His response: "This story is complete horseshit."
Nice.
He hit him with the psych. He said, psych.
Hell yeah.
And by the way, I just watched The Rock. If there was such a big issue with this, I just watched The Rock on Raw telling Cody, "Don't fuck with the final boss, you little
that was
fucking
amazing.
pussy ass piece of shit. I'm gonna make you bleed."
Mm-hmm.
So,
Dude, The Rock is back.
The Rock
Fucking amazing.
is going to be
How long
fighting.
do you think he stays around for?
I think he goes right away after WrestleMania, but I know you guys keep laughing.
Around in like May.
You guys keep laughing. It's Cody versus The Rock at fucking SummerSlam.
In the Cleveland.
you know what?
Right?
You know
Isn't that
what?
where it is?
I can't wait.
Yo, we should go.
To where is it? Cleveland? I'm not going to Cleveland. I'm not going to
probably
Cleveland.
not going just because I'm probably going on vacation to like Universal this
You know,
summer.
I'm not going to Cleveland because Cleveland sucks. I'd rather die than go to Cleveland.
You'd rather die than go to Cleveland.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Wow, that's fascinating.
Hall of Fame.
You know what?
I mean, it's all right. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is pretty cool. I was just there last year.
That's how much Mike put over Cleveland, y'all.
Pretty cool.
He's like, it was a place that I went.
I was there.
I was there.
I mostly wanted to go to the Football Hall of Fame in Canton, and then I went back to Cleveland.
Yeah. So you went elsewhere. You're like LeBron.
It's my decision.
Take your talents to another podcast.
Take my
BJ, how we
talents
do? Mike, how we do? Oh wow! I'm way overshadowed.
That's the point.
When he loses, how is it the point? I'm not gonna do this.
Who's gonna win?
It's the point because The Rock's like trying to overshadow him to the point where Reigns gets like fucking pissed.
Yeah, but he hasn't yet, and he's fighting Cody Rhodes. Going to lose
This
the
isn't even
championship. to Cody Rhodes.
on air, right?
Getting there. It could be.
It is. I guess fantasy standings, Mike.
And in last place, 14th with negative 35, Tyler Sutton.
Oh,
That's not me.
Did you do that?
did I? I don't think so.
No one's taking credit for it.
Everybody's denying it. There is this adamant Denials left and right.
In 13th with negative 25, BG.
Yeah, there you go, BJ.
Solo Sikoa, man.
I mean, listen, to be honest with you, I think I thought at the time, I was like, that's probably a good pick because, we're trying to capitalize on, beating Cena recently, right? And, he's with the bloodline, but they're like, he's a J-Bone.
Yeah, Naomi too.
No, we always knew she was a J-Bone.
Tie for 11th with negative 15, Derek Lee and Skeeter.
Skeeter, very good at the game Phasmophobia, very bad at wrestling predictions. That's what I've learned.
Yep. In 10th with 2.5, James Dick.
Hey, at least we're in the positives now.
Yep,
James
true.
Dick, we're sending love to you over Pup. We appreciate you, buddy.
Yep. Sorry, James.
Mm-hmm.
In 9th with 25, Alex Pandolfi.
I mean, I used to love Panda. Panda's one of my best friends.
You definitely drafted that team.
But he is like really. I'm starting to think it's him, not me. I used to think it was.
Is there something that you did maybe?
Well, I used to think it was me, but I think it's him now. He's always got an excuse, like, you know what I mean, like almost like he's catfishing us.
Huh.
Mm-hmm. I'm not sure he's real.
In 8th with 40, Leon CK.
Very
he's real.
Yeah,
he's
real. He's the one who got us the fucking suite. So big thank you to Leon. And yeah, that's gonna be. I can't wait to get to fucking see everybody and drink beers with everybody and watch some mid-ass wrestling. These arms are fucking red. I've been squatting with my arms crossed like the Russians, just so I'm ready for it.
Like you see a fucking Irishman.
The kick in the legs and the fucking hat. You're lifting the hat and shit.
I thought it was like when you are sitting behind an Irish person at WrestleMania, your arms crossed.
Oh, no. That's when I stood up for you. I immediately I saw confrontation coming towards my best friends, and I stood up. Good.
Sure. Did I say your score?
No, you didn't.
Okay, there's so much stupidity I couldn't remember. In 7th with 52.5, Donald Wood.
Hey, 52.5, respectable number.
Tie for 5th with 55, Reggie Gill and Angel Meza.
Ooh, I could pass those fucking turds for sure.
Maybe.
Okay.
In 4th with 65, George Cruz.
I'm only 10 behind, dude. So I'm still in the hunt, dude.
12.5 behind.
I'm not good at math.
I know. Tie for 2nd with 105,
Ooh.
Jim Del Chapo and Big Money Mike.
So tied at 105, and who's in the lead and how much they have?
And in first with 120, Stephanie Kordick.
Oh shit! So she's 15 ahead of you, and you're so it's basically a 3-horse race here heading into WrestleMania.
Pretty much. And the reason I was like, oh man, it really blows that Sami Zayn lost. If Sami Zayn would have won, then I'd be in first place right now.
Okay.
But hopefully he wins at WrestleMania.
So Mike, I know you really well, right? As much as we hate each other, I know you really well after like 15 years. Scenario-wise, that you've drawn out in your head.
Yep.
Who's gonna win?
Now, I didn't look at Jim's roster that closely, but looking at mine and looking at Steph,
because Jim is a fucking afterthought. He's lucky to even be this close.
Right. So me and Steph, we both have Braun and Baron Corbin, so that cancels out, so that doesn't even matter, whatever happens there. And then I've got Bayley, which I think is a 20 spot for winning the title. And I got Obafemi, who I think is going to win at NXT TakeOver. And then she's got Becky, who I think is a coin flip against Rhea. And she's got Asuka and Dakota Kai, and I think they're going to lose. So, I mean, I like my chances to surpass her, but Jim might beat me, so it'll be close.
Yeah, this is great. I love how I knew it. I knew that you had sat down with it, and you're just like, I'm going to do some rough.
It was honestly just when I was doing the scores last night, I was like, it's going to be close.
No, you weren't. You're like, God damn it. You're like, don't look at me, baby. I'm busy. I'm doing my man work in here.
She just leaves me the fuck alone.
She honestly, she's been with you for, how long have you guys been together now?
We first started dating in 2017.
Holy shit, dude.
Like 7 years.
So she's just like...
7 years in September.
She's like my wife, where she's just like, it's whatever, dude. Just get out of my face. Just stay away from me between these hours and, we'll be fine.
Yes.
I'm a victim. Okay, ringrustradio@yahoo.com. Email time, short, sweet, pretty what we're talking about. Mike?
This first one is from a new emailer. Gyro Hercules Hernandez.
It's not gyro. Don't say that.
Hyro?
H's are usually, because he's going to mock us later that we're not going to do it.
H's, but I don't
Yes.
know about that name.
No, but I think it's the AI afterwards makes it Hyro.
Hyro?
Yeah, I think it's Hyro.
It may or may not be.
I mean, listen, he's going to definitely message us because he calls us out later, but I wanted to kind of...
Well, we might meet him, so hopefully he could just tell us.
Ooh,
Yeah.
good segue.
Subject, WrestleMania 101 for a traveler. Rusters. Long time listener, first time emailing and all that. I can tell the story of a Costa Rican listening to you guys for over 10 years with very little participation in the groups at a later time if you are interested.
I'm going to say real quick, and pardon me, I know I work in travel. Costa Rica is a country. Right? Is that right?
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, great. Just making sure.
I thought you were just stating it.
Because I know Puerto Rico is a fucking territory, but I didn't know if
Costa Rica is a Central American country.
Yes. Okay, great.
By the way, when we got like those stats in before, wasn't it that we were huge in Azerbaijan and Costa Rica?
I'm not sure, but honestly,
I'm almost
We have
positive.
one listener in each.
This is our Costa Rican listener. Going back to the topic at hand, I wrote this on the official, unofficial Facebook page, and as you suggested to email, here I am.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the deal. Mania XL will not only be my first Mania, it'll be my first time in Philly, sorry. The U.S., sorry. On a plane, sorry.
No, not sorry. No, not sorry at all. U.S. fucking A, baby. I'm proud to be an American. At least I know I'm free. I got the whole song if you want.
Second is just a couple weeks ago, I secured tickets to NXT on Mania Saturday. A lot of firsts. This is very belated honeymoon trip as well. 7 years after getting married, we'll be around Philly. I'm sorry that you're taking her to Philly.
I was gonna. No. It's beautiful. As heroin as far as the eye can see.
We'll be around Philly for a week and a half. Anyway, since I could not make it to the suite and got tickets only for night 2, which my original plan, because I really wanted the live experience with a group of people, I believe will make this even more awesome.
Yeah.
I was wondering what you guys recommend is a good place or ideas to go watch night 1, basically stuff to do around the area. Is staying around the stadium a good idea, or should I bail and go somewhere else? I'm sure Donnie might have the most ideas, but I wanted to pick everyone's brain on it, as you'll have a better understanding of the logistics involved. I hope this gets to go on the show, and good luck pronouncing my name. I wonder if I'll get a cool nickname. Mike, I trust you, I think. I mean, is there a cooler name than
Hercules Hernandez? I honestly, I support that one. That's a good one.
Hope I get a chance to meet you all at some point. Greetings from Costa Rica. Hyro. Hercules Hernandez.
It's going to be gyro now, and you're going to be right, and I'm going to be so pissed.
Hyro.
We're not sure. You tell us, though. Please let us know. I want to see how close we came. So here's what I will say. In terms of hotels, I think staying by the airport is never a bad idea. I think staying off the beaten path in a place like Media or Springfield, that's closer to where I am, which is the suburbs. The areas are very nice, and it's just a short Uber drive, or if you can catch a ride with somebody else, right down the road. If you're going to stay near the stadiums, I think I would stay in the stadium complex. They have the Xfinity Casino area, that big building they have now. It's a huge hotel too. I would try to stay there. Not sure if it's going to be sold out or not, because it's like a 2-minute walk across all these parking lots from the casino to the stadium or to Wells Fargo for NXT. In terms of staying in downtown, be careful. I'm not saying that downtown's not nice, but one block can be really nice. You've been to the city, BJ, you know this. One block can be absolutely gorgeous, and then 2 blocks away you are living in squalor. So the city can be rough. So if you don't have a frame of reference there, I would either stay in the suburbs or I would stay inside the stadium complex. And in terms of watching the event, Jimmy from Lorraine, again, I've been putting over Lorraine Bar. He will not be showing WrestleMania because it costs money to do so. And they are very strict about that kind of stuff, right? So they're just showing old wrestling matches the whole night. So if you want to go do that, that's something you can do as well. But I went to Jimmy to ask where he thinks we should go if we were to miss one of these nights. And he recommended to you, since you're going to be in the United States, in Philadelphia for the first time, that he said you should be immersing yourself more in that experience. So he said Xfinity Live, which is the giant bar that is between the Wells Fargo Center, the Lincoln Financial Field, Citizens Bank Park, that whole area. That's like the centerpiece. It's massive. It will be packed, but you always have room. You may have to wait a fucking long time for your food, though. But not for your drinks, motherfucker. They get those shits out quick. The other option is Dave and Buster's right on the other side of the road is also showing WrestleMania. So that is essentially a giant arcade. And with a huge restaurant and bar in there as well. So.
Will they play Lucha?
They will not play Lucha like damn Buffalo Wild Wings.
Buffalo Wild Wings wouldn't.
So those are my recommendations in terms of where to stay and where to watch. So, there you go. Did I miss a question or anything like that? I'm trying to make sure I get I'm trying to help as many people with this as I can. So, if you don't feel like if you wouldn't feel like it's good enough, let me know.
Oh, I think he asked where to stay, where he should go watch the shows.
Definitely.
What he should do.
Eat. Listen, while you're here, eat. I know Costa Rican cuisine is fantastic. If I ever go there, I'd love for you to fucking bring me to your place. That's one thing. When we went to New Orleans, when we walked into that po' boy shop, he said, "What do you want?" I said, "You tell me. Like, which one are you going to tell me to get? What's your best fucking dish?" And I always said,
your wife just a bread and cheese.
She fucking wanted a grilled cheese po' boy.
It's a bad decision.
And she got a cheese on a roll. And the rolls were not good at all. So,
sucked, by the way.
I think I got the shrimp.
I got the shrimp too, and it was delicious. Honestly, I really did enjoy it.
Mine sucked.
Yeah.
What'd you get?
Tuna.
I think chicken. Yeah, I don't know. So it wasn't good. But yes.
By the way, he said he's only got tickets for night 2, so that means stop by the tailgate.
The tailgate, yes. 2 o'clock, and here's the thing. We have to figure out a way to kind of get our message out there to people where the fuck we're at. Right? So, like, we're going to, I mean, look, I'll post it on Twitter. We'll have somebody post on Facebook for us. If you have my cell phone number, please text me. I will text you the number. I will text it right back to you. I'll have my phone with me the whole time. We're going to be hanging by the vehicle the whole time. So, please reach out. I'm trying to organize this as best we can. We won't know where we're tailgating until we're there. We're not, I said to Mike, we're not going to the tailgate lot. We're going to be doing this in just a regular lot. So, we're just going to we might park a little farther away. Because we're not getting out of there in any timely fashion anyway. Go ahead, next one. Thank you, by the way.
Looking forward to meeting you.
Hey, honestly, great, just great meeting you. First time fucking emailer.
Yeah.
Very excited. The next email comes from Caleb the Freak.
Okay.
Do you know who was nicknamed the Freak?
Todd Fedoruk.
No. Todd Fedoruk. No, I'm talking wrestling.
Oh, I don't know who. Genetic Freak was Scott Steiner.
Gonna make him eat glass.
Oh, the Freak! I forgot it. I forgot they made him the Freak.
Yeah, I forgot that also. Saturday is WrestleMania week.
I miss
Hey,
Lars
fellas,
Sullivan.
My wife and I decided this past week to book flights to Philly and got our hands on some WrestleMania tickets. Just wondering which shows you guys will be going to and if you guys will be having a Triple R meetup at any point that weekend.
Now, we've talked about this a bunch.
This is another first-time emailer, I'm almost positive.
Yep, and I love it. That's absolutely awesome. I'm glad that you're coming.
Yeah, thank you for listening.
And I think we've answered a bunch of these questions, so I'm going to use this as a platform to now shill some of the food things that we wanted to talk about. Places we're going to go. So I'm just going to give some recommendations. Most of these recommendations are not, some of these are in Philly, not all of them are in Philadelphia, but I will give 2 recommendations for each for some. Pica's Pizza is my favorite pizza in the area. Please go get that pizza. Cut Above Hoagies is the old Italians with the fucking pepper shooters with fucking stuff with prosciutto. I can't fucking suggest that high enough. If you're in Philadelphia, Tony Luke's is like kind of going more global with his brand, but the cheesesteaks there are fucking top notch.
He fucking sold out.
They're in like, he's what is that called?
Tony fucking sold out.
Franchising. They're franchising in the area now. Instead of just like where Jim's and Pat's are just those two. Like he's franchised now. There's also Jim's Steaks, which is a fantastic place as well. Bernie's Pretzels if you're into that. 2 roast beef places, because I think I know people love cheesesteaks. My favorite Philadelphia specialty is the roast pork, provolone, garlic broccoli wrap, Nick's roast beef outside of Philly. If you're in Philadelphia, the Reading Terminal Market and the Knicks. Reading Terminal Market it's a bunch of Amish people and fucking home cooking. You'll love it. It's good shit. Double Decker, which is inside out pizzas. That's the one BJ was talking about. It's essentially a pizza stromboli thing, fried up. It's fucking delicious. Rita's Water Ice. You called it what? Italian ice?
Mm-hmm.
No,
in
in Philadelphia, we call it water ice. Or as we say it here, wooder ice.
That sounds stupid.
It's wooder ice. And by the way, it's delicious. You
guys
love
say
it.
wooder?
We say wooder ice. Yep.
Why?
It's just a local dialect. I can't help it. If you with that, I always go for potato salad. It's a big thing here. J&M's makes the best. And if you're in the area of like outside of South Philly and you want a good ass breakfast, Ming's makes incredible breakfast sandwiches. So there's I was trying to give everybody some local.
I couldn't even find websites for those places.
Yes, they are as local as you get, dude. Ming's is actually a cafe, a coffee shop. It's only open between 7 and noon.
It's really dumb.
But they live above it, and they have it's like 60 years they've lived here. It's their
even more reason to stay open.
Drew McIntyre's been very upset when he goes at 1 o'clock.
Yeah, well, he's gonna have to get there early.
To answer one of Caleb's questions though, really quick, just to reiterate from earlier, we're gonna be at both nights of WrestleMania. We're gonna be tailgating before WrestleMania Night 2. We're going to be going to Battleground Wrestling ECW show at ECW Arena on Friday night. And on Saturday during the day, myself and BG are going to be going to NXT. Donnie's going to be going to Kaiju Big Battle. And for meetups, the tailgate before WrestleMania Night 2. And, I mean, me and BG and probably some other people are going to be at Xfinity Live most likely after NXT and before WrestleMania Night 1.
Yep, and I'll probably try to catch in there. Because like I said, it's right across the bridge from me, the New Jersey show. I can come home, take my shit, and then head down. And then I'll be good. I'll be good for that's why I do that. I'm fucking good for the rest of the night. But yeah, and then also South Bowl on Friday night, right by the old ECW arena. If that's sold out, I don't know if it is or not. Because here's the thing, the ECW arena is just a couple blocks away from the sports complex. So all the people who are going to be filing out from SmackDown and filing out from the Hall of Fame and shit like that, they could also just walk. You could walk from there to there. It's probably like a 20-minute walk, 25-minute walk. And you're right at South Bowl. So that could be a fun night too. So that's kind of what my plan is for there. So, great stuff. Next email. Great stuff, by the way. Thank you, Caleb. And next email?
From Matt Bowers of Pain. Subject, rivalries. Hey there. So I was thinking while I was watching WWE Rivals, if you could make a card of rivalries in any facet, such as sports or pop culture, or even you could do wrestling rivalries, have fun, and can't wait to hear your answers. Matt Bowers.
It's a fun email.
Yeah, I wish I did
all sports.
I just did all sports.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I did too.
You didn't do anything.
Did you not do anything?
No, Mike, you go first. I'm not bending over to do it real quick.
You can't copy mine though.
No, I'm just doing all Philly stuff.
I just did 10 sports rivalries that I would like to see on a wrestling card. Of course, Tanya Harding versus Nancy Kerrigan, pipe on a pole match.
Mm-hmm.
Jock Peterson versus Tommy Pham. Tommy Pham bitch slapped Jock Peterson.
Over fantasy football, remember? Yeah, that's right.
You know what? Not few better reasons to fight somebody.
Yeah, that's valid.
Rob Ray versus Ty Domi. Watched many epic hockey fights involving them growing up.
Ty Domi is such a piece of shit.
Hate him. It's one thing we can agree on. Andre Johnson versus Cortland Finnegan. Andre Johnson kicked his ass every time.
Dude, I have that also in I Quit match.
Good shit. A-Rod versus Jason Veritek.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't
a bitch.
Yeah, I don't get it. It's just whatever.
Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao, Donnie.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, let's do it.
It would be a fucking squash match.
No, that's not true.
Again.
That's not true. Don't say that about them.
Larry Bird versus Magic Johnson, of course. Mm-hmm. Tom Brady versus Eli Manning. Brady loses again, of course. Mike Tyson versus Evander Holyfield. Ear biting is legal.
Mm-hmm. I have that on my card.
In the main event, it's basically Mega Powers Explode. Michael Jordan versus Scottie Pippen.
I have that also.
One of the greatest duos in NBA history. Have come to hate each other.
Yep.
Michael Jordan's son was
banging his ex-wife.
Amazing.
plowing her. Crazy shit.
Honestly, though, fucking kudos to everybody involved.
I want them in the corners for this match.
Do you mean the wife and the son?
And the son, yeah.
That's cool. Where's
And
the
then they
alliance?
just start plowing in the corner.
Where's the
That is
allegiance
the
gonna lie? You know what I mean? And they're just fucking. I'll go next since I just made mine. I mean, I have mine ready. I just did one from each Philadelphia sport. Joe Carter versus Mitch Williams. Mentioned him earlier.
Joe Carter once again.
He's not going yard this time. Chip Kelly versus Andy Reid. Jeff Carter versus Scott Hartnell, for the love of his wife. And Joel Embiid versus Ben Simmons.
Scott Hartnell's insane.
Yeah, dude, I listen, I got to be in that locker room for 2 years, and I swear to God, I might not have picked a better 2-year period to be part of a fucking locker room. It was
I just remember before
incredible.
I even knew about that whole controversy, like, NHL Network used to do, like, these things, like, a day in a life with, like, an NHL player, and I remember one with Scott Hartnell, and, like, his wife was on it with him.
Yeah.
Little did I know.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I remember fucking punches being thrown, getting escorted out of the fucking thing, and then we did like an NDA. But it doesn't apply.
You got Tony Khan and Vince McMahon.
Yeah, but it's over now, so like I said, it's all public. They don't give a shit anymore. I hope. BJ?
Alright, I Quit match, Andre Johnson versus Cortland Finnegan. Triple threat, Federer versus Nadal versus Djokovic. Bats
Wait,
only.
there was another one. Who was the other one?
Andy Murray?
No.
He was shitty compared to him.
Yeah. Maybe it
They
was.
tried to make it a big four, but
It really was Federer and Nadal
Mhm.
for the longest
But Djokovic
time.
has been incredible.
Yeah, I know.
Djokovic has actually surpassed both of them.
But yes, and I think he's passed both of them because he doesn't have an equal in this generation.
Right.
Because us coming up as writers, we were like, it was Nadal Federer. That was the match.
But Djokovic did, like, come
Yeah,
on,
towards the
and
end,
then-
yeah.
Bats only, Sammy Sosa against Mark McGuire.
Holy shit.
Oh,
That's a
yeah,
good one.
steroids are allowed.
Steroids are, I listen, want to improve baseball.
I agree, they should be allowed.
You should bet on
Buried
baseball too,
Alive.
Shohei.
Yeah. Buried Alive, Derek Jeter versus Alex Rodriguez.
They're friends now. It's okay.
We got Falls Count Anywhere, Ben Wallace, Chauncey Billups, and Derek Coleman against Ron Artest, Steven Jackson, and Jermaine O'Neal. Malice in the
Oh,
Palace.
shit, we got Malice the Palace.
Yep.
I'll never forget, I don't know why I was watching that game. It was on ESPN.
Yep.
And I was just so lucky that I was watching that game. I got to see that shit unfold live as it happened.
Yeah, I
Dude, I was sick that night, and I woke up to hear Bill Walton freaking out
It was
and seeing
insane.
everything unfold. He was
It's one of the
crying.
Greatest things I've ever seen.
Agreed. A ladder match of Deion Sanders against Jerry Rice. We got 5-on-5 War Games. Team Lakers is Shaq, Kobe, Magic, LeBron, and Kareem against Team Celtics. Bill Russell, KG, Paul Pierce, Flybird, Ray Allen.
Paul Pierce gets carted out in the middle of it so he can take a shit, and he comes back and gets the win.
Hell in a Cell, Mike Tyson against Evander Holyfield. We have a last man standing match, Tom Brady against Peyton Manning. And your main event is a bull rope match, Michael Jordan against Scottie Pippen.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
With Larsa and Marcus.
So I debated having Dennis Rodman as a special guest referee and him just not showing up.
Yeah, right. He would have showed up. He loves wrestling.
It's wrestling.
That's what I said. If it's North Korea or wrestling, he's in, dude.
That's awesome. We both had MJ against Pippen.
All right. Well, listen, guys. I think that's it, right?
That is it.
Okay, great. Well, that means we're done. All right. God bless America. We'll see you back here next week.